Way, you are live. You are live. Bear with me. Boomerang. Way, hello everybody. What is today's date? It is Sunday, June 29, 2025. I am Brune. I'm a little bit out of breath. Just been running upstairs. Yes. Let's do this, folks. Hello everybody. We can see you in the chat. Let's just get on with this. Let's get on with it. Okay, so Boomerang. So first up, it's the panda bear, polar bear with the cigar. It's the Phobos. Wait. Hello. And he's muted. It's the Phobos. Hello. It's going well. We'll just wait for you, mate. No, we won't. Okay. This is going really well. Okay. Let's get the next one up. Okay, so it is Leslie Headland himself. It is Price of Reason. Hopefully it's not my end.
Hey, could you hear me?
Oh, it's not me.
I was actually pretending to be It's the Phobos, but I don't know if you could hear me.
Jesus, this room was warm to start with, but literally the temperature's just gone up about 30 degrees. I'm boiling. Hiya, Price. You all right, mate?
Hey, so when It's the Phobos, his mic wasn't working, I was pretending to be him, but I think you muted me. So you couldn't hear me pretending to be It's the Phobos, which I thought was rather clever, but...
Plus you weren't on the stream anyways, so...
Right. I mean, I was in the backstage. Had I been on, I would have been able to imitate him.
Okay, we got an update. It's fucked off. Massive crash. Anyway. Price, it's great to have you on, mate. Shall we get the next body on?
Yes, let's do it.
Hey, sure, buddy. It is the channel's very own astromech droid. It is. Professor R2.
I was also trying to, do an impersonation of It's the Phobos. Let's see. Let's try it again. There we go. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Massive crash. How are you doing, fella?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Very, very warm. It's very warm in the UK. Anyway,
sweaty.
Like a sweat box in here. Anyway. Prof, it's great to have you on, mate.
Good to be here.
Shall we get the
Let's get the rest of them out.
Okay, I'll give you a clue, everybody. It's feeling better as well. It shits. Should we just get him on? It is the old Mega Geek himself. It is In-Depth Jazz.
Hello.
All right.
Yeah. Fine as everybody.
Not bad. You?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Feeling better?
Yeah, much better actually. Don't know what it was though, but hey, I'm better now. Nah, you can get cured. AIDS, you can get cured, or they have they got a cure for AIDS today? I don't know.
They can suppress it. They've got no cure.
Suppress it. That's it. Yeah.
Much like Marvel, you can suppress it, but you can't cure it. But anyway, it's great to have.
In it.
It's what?
Swamp
in the water
today. Yeah, something in the water. There isn't any water because it's so hot here.
Apparently, it's the 50th anniversary of Alex Kittner, the Kittner boy, getting eaten today.
Mullered.
Yeah. But anyway, Ian, it's great to have you on, mate.
Cheers. Good to be on.
Okay, there is another.
There is?
And obviously, until this, the Phobos turns up, but there is another. Should we get him on?
Let's get him on, shall we?
It's been a while.
There is another.
Hey.
Hello.
Mr. Blue.
That's false advertising. I do not have blue hair.
That's the old you, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's muggy here, so I'm just sitting here naked too.
Oh God!
Whatever happened to the blue phase?
Interesting thing. My girlfriend and I are we're trying to have a baby, but we have to have a surrogate to have a baby, and so to get someone to like us, I can't have blue hair.
Can't have blue hair.
You can't have blue hair.
No, I thought you were going to get a blue-haired whale to help you out for a second.
Well, we might. That is still to be determined.
You know those with the bull nose rings and the
I feel like those aren't the type of people that would want to work with Cynic on what he's looking for.
Right.
If you understand what I mean.
Right.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Well, they'll be very good
So-
with social media.
Yeah. So I know that's why I'm like, don't ask me what I do for a living.
You-
Don't
could be-
do that.
It could be your social media manager in future years
Mm,
because you're going all the way to the top, my friend.
maybe. Maybe I need a
maybe.
better personality. I swear too much.
That's my problem.
No. I hear you. I have the same problem.
And I don't swear, really, you bastards. But anyway, okay. Cynic is genuine. It is a genuine pleasure to have you back on, my friend. Far, far, far too long.
It is a pleasure to be back on, sir. I love
Okay,
you guys.
shall we?
Let's go.
Let's go. Chat, we can see you. We can see you. Good evening. I think Hister's out for a bit. Okay, should we just get on with it then? Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
288. Everybody musings. Today's date. Old Brad. Do you know how old Brad is?
Isn't he 63?
Yeah, he is.
Is
He looks
63? I thought
63.
Is he 61 or 63?
No, he's in. I know he's in his 60s, but he does look like he's in his 60s.
He looks
as far
great.
as I'm concerned. But he looks great for 60.
Yeah, he looks great for his age.
I will say this though, that he does look different though than in his youth. He
does.
looks good for whatever age he's in. I'm sure everybody would love to look that way his age, but as somebody that was so flashy in his youth, you can tell that he's significantly older now.
Yeah, he had a nice, handsome face, especially with what was that film when he was playing the what is it, Deaf or something like that. What was that one called? He looks
Meet
really
Joe Black.
Oh yeah,
That's
Mitchell
it. Look
Black.
really good looking in that film, but he has aged. You can tell, So
I think
Is the-
Fight Club was probably his peak.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's going to be having fat injections in his face. Gotta be.
No, I don't think so. It looks natural.
yeah, he has a
Right,
lot of
yeah.
wrinkles, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it
he's
doesn't
just,
look right. Yeah.
He's got that rugged look now.
Mm, yeah.
He's going for the later stage Robert Redford look.
He is, yeah.
Yeah,
He looks ready to meet Joe Black.
He's not that old.
Yeah,
But
not,
he's
not
very
that old.
fit, though. He's very
I
fit.
love you,
isn't he?
Gavin. He is, yeah.
He takes care of himself, that's for sure. So it's
He is
cool.
63.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
He's older than me. Bloody hell.
And you're old.
I'm old enough.
Please like, share, subscribe. Subscribe. Okay.
F1.
The movie. So this was one of the I suppose this was the biggie this
Yeah.
week. Anybody
Yeah, it was.
seen? Anybody seen
I saw
F1?
it. I saw it.
Cynic?
I saw it.
I had a ticket to see it, but it was just a dreary day yesterday, so I decided to stay home.
Oh,
I got a refund. I got a refund. I'll see it. I'll
What?
see it this week. Yeah. I was waiting for feedback from you guys, actually.
Yeah. It was. I liked it. It was okay. It was just formulaic. Would you believe? It was
Formula.
You know,
Well, it's in the title.
well, yeah, exactly. It's the
wah,
usual.
wah,
It's like
wah.
guy too old comes back to drive. Then he's got the young buck that thinks he's better than him. Usual rubbish. Cliffhanging ending. He basically achieves what he set out to do. It's kind of like that film with Tom Cruise. I don't know if you remember that one.
It's
I heard this was
Maverick.
like Top
It's
Gun
Maverick.
Maverick, but for racing
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah. So I thought it was okay. I mean, obviously, I don't want to give away any spoilers because I'm always being accused every time on Ian's channel. I always give away
Oh
spoilers.
yeah, you're very good at that. Yes.
I'm not going to do that this time around. All I can say is it is worth your time. The car racing stuff
Oh,
is brilliant as
so
far as I'm
good.
concerned. It was very exhilarating.
Did you watch it on
It's
IMAX?
worth your time. No, I saw it in the cinema. No, I didn't go. I don't believe in IMAX. I think IMAX is a con. Oh, there you go.
I saw it in IMAX.
Oh, go on then.
I think that. Listen, honestly, I'm not one of those people that sits there and thinks, "Oh, I'm watching it in IMAX." I don't really even think about it. That's what the ticket was for when you saw it early. So
Yeah.
I saw it, but I will agree that the way they filmed the car chases, the car
Fantastic.
scenes, I mean the races, was really really great. And yeah, the screenplay is sort of formulaic, but it's not formulaic in a bad way. I can't think of something in the script that they do that's a huge mistake or that like fumbles the storytelling. It's just you kind of feel like you've seen different variations of this movie before. You don't feel like they've reinvented the wheel or done anything
pun
groundbreaking.
intended.
What'd you say?
No pun intended. Inventing the wheel.
No, they didn't.
blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
exactly. They didn't. No pun
Wah,
intended. They didn't reinvent the wheel. But you know what? The way they shot the racing is great. You really feel like you're in the races, and that I like a lot. And also, sometimes I want to go to the theater and I want to watch some men with egos. You know, a little bit of bravado, a little bit of dick swinging. The veteran
Yes.
guy that's like missed his big opportunity. A young guy who's a bit arrogant and going to miss his opportunity. A team in trouble. All these things are in like it's very kind of standard, but it's done well. The casting is good. It's made in a very competent way. And at the end of the day, I enjoyed it. And like Ian said, if somebody asked me if I recommended it, I would say yes.
It is good. It's as everything that you said, I totally agree with. As I said, right, the story's very predictable. You know what's going to happen at the end. It reminds me of that Tom Cruise film when he was a racing car driver. I don't know
Days
what that
of
one was
Thunder.
called. Days of Thunder. It kind of reminds me of that, but this is better. And
This
the
is better.
performances are quite solid. Yeah. Sorry,
This
go
is like a cross between, let's say, The Natural and
Yes,
Days of Thunder.
Yes. Yes, you're right.
Here we go. Not as good as Rush.
I never saw Rush. Is that the one with James Hunt? And
Yes.
I
Yeah.
didn't see that one. I
Niki
saw Ford
Lauda.
versus Ferrari.
that was great. Ford versus
Yes.
Ferrari. I really
Ford
liked that.
versus Ferrari gets some extra points because Christian Bale just gave such a fantastic performance in
He
that
did,
movie.
yeah. He did.
That I got to give that one a little extra because the story is a little more interesting. But overall, this is probably the best racing movie I've seen since. Not that they've made a ton of them, but
Yeah.
definitely a good movie. The new one.
Yeah, I recommend it. Totally recommend it.
I will just say, I know this is a hot topic on YouTube at the moment, but the at the beginning of the names,
Mhm.
fuck, it just makes it impossible to read.
Yeah, I don't know who anyone is.
But am I
Yeah.
right in saying that Brad Pitt, he would be too old. They wouldn't let him drive because he's 63. So, but he was playing someone in his 40s, mid 40s, wasn't he? In the film, he wasn't playing someone.
No, he was
his
playing
age.
somebody in his 50s in the film.
Yeah,
and
his
I'll tell you,
50s.
50s.
Yeah.
because
all right,
because
yeah.
Javier Bardem is like, well, it wouldn't be the first time you had this guy at
Oh, I remember.
57, this
Yeah.
guy at 58. So they were implying that he was around 57, 58. I mean,
Yeah.
what is he now? 60, 61? How old is Brad Pitt?
63, I think.
Yeah.
Eh, well, listen, he looks good for his age. He could get
Does.
away with doing that role.
He does. Yeah.
Okay, can I be very, very obvious? Was the movie woke?
No.
No, I actually didn't feel it was woke at all. I
No.
thought that it just it felt like the kind of stories Hollywood used to tell. There's a woman there who's an engineer. There's a guy who the younger guy is like, a diverse man, but
Yeah.
it's not done in a way that you think, oh, this movie is here to lecture me about stuff. It's just, I never said I had an issue with diverse casting as long as it's just telling a story. It's not that I don't care if there's a woman that does something or if there's a younger guy who's diverse. None of that bothers me. It's just that I don't like when they use those kind of casting choices to promote feminism and these kind of strange anti-white narratives. But that's not the case with this movie.
Okay, there was a moment in the movie that kind of impressed me a little.
What was that?
You know the
Participation trophy?
the young female pit crew
Mm.
who fucked up with the wheel change.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. I remember
just-
that, yeah.
I just thought, oh, okay. You are
Spoilers,
what-
everyone.
spoilers. We have a female character that isn't the bestest ever.
Yes,
And that stuck out for me.
Yes, good. Yes, good.
That stuck out for me.
There was also one thing which I felt was actually anti-woke, but it was very kind of subtle. The guy who's the younger guy said, "Oh, you don't even understand the kind of journey that I had to go through to get here." And
Yeah.
I think Brad Pitt looks at him and says, "And what do you want? A participation trophy?" And I
Yeah.
thought that was like very much like a little bit of a dig at woke in general. Maybe in my mind that's what it seemed like, but it certainly seemed that way at that moment.
It felt like that to me as well. I wanted to stand up and cheer, but no.
Yeah, that was a good line. Like you
But
know,
you're British, so you won't.
so I didn't. Yeah, it's a
'Cause,
good film. It's worth
yeah.
it's worth your time. It really is.
Cynic, are we tickling your fancy with this then?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to see it in the first place. I had a ticket to it. I just canceled it. That's all.
God, madness.
Maybe I'll take the advice of chat here and just watch it at home, sail the high seas. I don't know.
No, I don't think you should.
No,
I'll
be near an IMAX on Wednesday. Maybe I see it.
maybe maybe not IMAX if you're that way inclined.
I saw it on the super screen. It's a big screen. I
Not
honestly,
IMAX?
no, I didn't see an IMAX. I honestly think that IMAX is a con. I really do.
I
That's just
don't. I think
me.
it's amazing.
That's just me. That's me. But you know, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun and very well shot. So there you go.
2.5 hours.
Is it like bloated?
It didn't.
when I
I
saw
wasn't bored.
No, not at all. It didn't.
I wasn't bored.
No, I was just totally riveted. Again, no pun
Mm.
intended. Riveted by it. It
All
was just so.
Did
good.
you get the feeling that they were really at the real pit stops and stuff like that?
They were.
Because everyone
They were.
around them looked real. I thought
Yeah, they
these
were.
can't be extras. They got to be real people, right?
They shot the film while the Grand Prix season was
Oh, really?
going on. Yeah, so it's all
Oh, I
real.
didn't know that. Oh,
All of
right,
it's real.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Xavier Bardem. He's a fucking great actor, isn't he?
Yeah. If he's carrying a canister, just walk the other way. That's all I can say.
Fucking hell, he's a great actor. He is.
Yeah.
Oh, even is it Kerry Condon,
I don't know.
the Irish
Mary
girl?
Condon. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's from Better Call Saul.
Yep, and Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
She was great in it as well.
You know what's funny? That Skeleton Crew means so little to me that when I saw the movie, I didn't even remember she was in there. And I recently saw Skeleton Crew and reviewed it, and I couldn't even remember she was in that.
She was one of the mothers.
Yeah, she was the mother that worked for the government or whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, we're pretty kind of recommending, yes.
Yeah, I would say this is recommended.
Okay, so there you go, folks. We thoroughly recommend F1. I'll just say good evening, Slayer Nation. We got a Slayer Nation raid. Hello, my friends. Okay, so that's F1. Bit of a sidestep.
Cinema score.
Damn. That
Joseph
rocks off.
Kosinski's F1 debuts on with an A on
Damn.
Cinema Score. Is that good?
That is
Oh.
good.
I mean, I don't take Cinema Score seriously, but I will say that A is still a good grade to have. And another thing I'll say is it's not a movie that was a franchise that had people already like built in that wanted to see it. I think that for the most part, this movie is a crowd pleaser. I
Yeah.
also went to like an early screening and the place was full and everybody seemed interested in the movie.
That's good then, surely, yes.
I mean, a cinema score shouldn't be taken seriously as like this
Yeah,
movie
exactly.
is an A, but you can use it as a guide of how people are feeling about it for sure. Like this is probably the most trustworthy guide if you know how to. Like people going opening weekend are the ones that were already excited about it, so they're probably most likely going to give it more leniency. So an A is, I don't know, A is solid.
Suliju, I just can't take Brad Pitt. I like that. Pitt. Seriously.
He's all right.
I think it's great.
You know, I can sort of understand the sentiment, and I'll explain why maybe this person feels that way. Brad Pitt started his career off in a really good way, but then he married Angelina Jolie, and I feel like from that moment, she sucked the life out of him. So every time you'd see him in a
Literally.
movie, yeah, no, and every time you'd see him in a movie,
Literally.
he looked miserable. Like all that kind of charisma and charm, he looked like he barely.
You know why, don't you?
What'd you say?
You know why he was looking miserable? He was waiting for the next blowy. That's why.
Well, I think that maybe past the initial stages
Sorry,
where
folks.
where maybe there was a lot of stuff like that happening. Later, when you're living with like 70 adopted children and in a strange household with weird things happening, I think it started getting to him. And he didn't seem like himself, but then they parted ways. And also, I think he like stopped drinking or something by his own admission. And then he started doing movies. Suddenly, he's cool again. And I felt like this movie was another example of that. So
Here you go. Bob
Um,
Smith, the sequel. Angelina is an energy vampire.
do you know what? Right, I've got to say this for Vex because she wants me to say it was shit. So there you go, Vex. Hope you're happy now. Hope you're happy.
wait, Vex didn't like this movie?
No. Vex is in the chat. I don't know why she. I liked it. I can't say it's shit, but I like the film, so I can't really say it. So
I see that Vex is asking if I'm surprised that a woman that wore a vial of Billy Bob Thornton's blood sucked the energy out of Brad Pitt. No, I'm not surprised. She looks like a headache. I mean, I will give Brad Pitt credit. When he and her got together, she looked fantastic. I mean, she looked really, really good at that time.
Oh fuck yeah! She was like, she was like the hottest woman on earth when he got together.
Yep.
Right, but sometimes that kind of hot comes with a price. That's the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
as
like-
Bryce says.
And that's why he slapped her around eventually,
No,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
the price.
But you
of
know what?
hotness.
He started off as an advertisement for jeans, didn't he? And then from there they put him in that movie, that Ridley Scott movie. I can't remember what it was called. The one where the girls drive their car off the cliff.
Thelma and Louise.
That one.
Yeah,
that
and
one,
he started in Levi's. I think it was like 501 jeans.
Yeah.
He's like playing
Yeah.
pool.
No,
And
Yes, he
there's
did,
a
yeah.
Clash song. There's a Clash song in the background, like "Should I Stay or Should I Go?" I
Yeah.
think that's the one, and he's playing pool and stuff.
Yeah, but everybody thought he was just a bimbo. That was, that's the reason why he was there. But then he proved himself with some of the films that he starred in. What's that one where, God, who directed it? Where he played that gym guy, and he was there with George Clooney. What was that film called? I thought it was quite funny.
Oceans.
No, not that one. There's a film that both of them made. He gets blown up or something.
Oh, that
like
recent
that.
one. It's that recent one.
You're talking
No,
about the
not that
Wolves.
No, not the Wolves. There was a film that he made with George
Sheep?
Clooney, and he was a gym. He was like a guy that taught people at the gym.
Oh, burn after
that's
reading.
it. That one.
There you go,
Yeah, I
there you
thought he
go.
was really
That's
good in
it,
that one.
yep.
He
Really
was
in
good.
that one.
That was a Coen brother movie, which
Yeah.
they're always good at getting performances out of actors.
Yeah.
Even an actor like Clooney, who I've always thought is rather mediocre, but
Mm.
that's not their best movie. But I rather enjoyed it. For me, the MVP of that movie is John Malkovich, though.
Yes, definitely.
John Malkovich gives like a career best performance in that.
He really does.
It does. Yeah,
It's very,
it does.
it's very good. It's a very good performance.
It's the Phobos is back. Let's try him.
Oh God! Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you, yeah.
Okay, I think the heat. I think my computer just completely burned up, so
Okay.
that's going to be expensive.
Did you see F1? Is that?
No. I wanted to see it in an IMAX, so I won't be able to. I couldn't get tickets till next weekend.
Till next
But-
weekend? Wow.
Oh,
I am very well. We have a couple of fake IMAXs in town, but there's only
Fake
two.
IMAXs.
oh yeah. There's a bunch of those.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like
Is it super
Mega, is
screen?
that why you don't like IMAX? Because you just run afoul of these fake ones?
No. I've seen loads of films in IMAX, but I just think it's just a big screen. That's all. You know what I mean? And it's in Academy
Dude, that's what we're
ratio.
there for, to see.
I know, but it's just.
But he's
it's just
blind
like-
though. That's the problem.
But the thing is though, when you watch on super screen, it's a big screen as well. Do you know what I mean? That one's a little bigger, but so what? It's just a big screen. That's it. You know what
it's
I mean?
not
So-
just the big
What?
screen; it's the sound, it's the
Yeah.
way.
yeah.
everything...
But you get that on super screen as well. You
Okay,
get the Dolby, you
sure.
get everything with it. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
But
well,
I'm
they
telling
have
you that
different size IMAX screens.
yes.
Yeah.
And unless you walk in and are completely in awe that you're at the bottom of a giant fishbowl 100 feet high, then you're not in a real IMAX.
Right.
So
Don't sit
Um,
at the front though.
No,
don't-
yeah, exactly. So, like with this film, okay, you have to book far in advance to get a good seat because sometimes if you don't and you try to book a seat, all that's left is the ones at the side and the ones at the front. It's not even worth. I don't even know why they have chairs there in the
Yeah.
IMAX. It's
Well, you
pointless.
just
Why
stand
do
up.
they have chairs
Would
there?
just stand
Exactly.
up. Just
Yeah, it's
mill around.
stupid.
yeah,
Yeah,
the seats are practically vertical in our big IMAX. Like they're a
Mhm.
little bit extended, but it's almost like everybody's watching from a fire escape out to a
Yeah,
ginormous screen. And I when the very first Avatar came out, they were sold out for months in advance. I think it took me 2.5 months.
Yeah, Avatar was great on the IMAX.
So F1 sort of snuck up on everybody. It was sold out. So I'll be going to
Okay.
see it next week. But
Okay,
anyway, glad I made it.
let's sidestep because a lot of F1. Okay. Hashtag F1 debuts to 140 million at the global box office. Budget was 200. It's not bad, is it?
That's
not bad at all.
That's
pretty
a
good.
sign.
Not only is it not bad, basically they already did some kind of deal with Apple, I believe, and I think that
Yep.
Apple is giving them upfront like $140 million. So this is probably going to be a win-win for everybody, even though the movie is expensive.
Yeah, wasn't this a turnkey film? Apple just gave them a set amount so they get all the rights and don't have to
Right.
mess with licenses or anything. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
man, everybody's making their money back.
Right. So even if they spent 200 million here, if Apple already gave like 140 million, they're already
Oh,
in
yeah.
the they're in the black right now.
Would
So
all
this
the
is Apple's side hustle, isn't it? Making movies. That's what it
Yeah.
is. So they don't care. Let's give them some money. That's it. Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah, the
Those-
whole movie costs like an hour worth of iPhone sales. So
Yeah.
there was lots of product placement as well, and advertise. On the
Oh, yeah.
the
Yeah, that's
advertising on the
true.
actual
Yeah, and Apple actually helped them manufacture. They made new cameras for actually the shooting of the movie. So there's cameras that will attach to those F1 cars that they use for broadcast. But they're not
Oh, yeah.
particularly high quality. So they used all like the sensors and all the stuff that they would use in an iPhone. They built a whole new camera to mount in the same place with the same weight and everything
Wow.
that you would use for those F1 broadcast cameras, so that they could film those scenes where for real, like you're in the car
Yeah.
with Brad Pitt, you see the shots over the front of the car with Brad Pitt. Those are all shot in high frame rate 4K using
but that was-
iPhones,
they were
essentially.
the very first low latency, high definition wireless cameras.
Yeah, but you
They
can bet
didn't
your
even
bottom
exist.
dollar that they use some CGI in those shots. Do you know what I mean? You can,
well,
you can. Yeah, I bet you any money.
Oh,
there's
I'm
CGI
sure.
in
I'm
it.
sure. Even if it's just to erase a couple of idiots in the crowd, like
Yeah,
nothing is going to be totally CGI free anymore.
that's true. That is very true.
Now, did you guys hear the story about Brad Pitt when he was on the track filming this stuff?
Did Angelina Jolie suck him off?
No,
while doing 200 miles an hour.
no. Apparently, the F1 community is really tight and really friendly, and everybody knows everybody out on the track, and they're always all talking to each other. And he went there and he just wasn't interacting. He wasn't engaging with anybody, and that's sort of kind of against the F1 code, so to speak. So he made a bad impression on a lot of people in the F1 community when he was filming this.
I heard about that, but I heard that he was trying to concentrate on his part. It wasn't like
Yeah.
he was trying to be rude or anything.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
know. I
heard,
mean,
yeah.
it's good. Concentrate on not getting killed in a car going 200 miles an hour.
Well, he wasn't driving it. You
yeah.
can bet your bottom dollar he wasn't driving
Why? I
it.
think
Yeah.
that he did some driving. I don't know, like crazy every shot, but I'm saying I think he actually had to do at least some driving.
Yeah, they're
No,
driving
he-
F2 cars.
No, he did. He did. Well, my guess is that he didn't. You ever see Ronin? You know that film Ronin? With,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. They had people at the top of the car driving, and all they were was just sitting, pretending to turn the wheel. So
Ah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that with this film. that he wasn't driving at all.
No, he was
You know,
driving
so-
F2 cars that were disguised as.
Is that what they
F1.
said in the
Yeah.
in the? Oh, okay, well, that's
Okay.
good on him then if he does that.
Let's do a bit of a sidestep then. Brad Pitt, F1 delivers Apple's first box office hit with 55.6 mil debut. That's US.
Oh, they've got what's that camera they got there then? That's the
Nerd.
Nerd.
know
M3
what that
GAN 2.0 fizzles with 10 million.
You know, I wouldn't say fizzles because I think that M3GAN 2.0, it costs maybe $25 million to make. Between streaming deals and it's gonna probably make a few extra dollars over the next few weeks. They're probably, if nothing else, not going to lose money. It may not be a huge moneymaker for anybody, but I think that once you're dealing with a movie that's $25 million and there's streaming deals, you're probably going to be okay.
Well, Megan's got a connection with Amazon, didn't they? So they're not worried.
Well,
They
no,
probably
no.
made the money back as well.
I think it's just disappointing because the first movie was received well and
You
made
liked
almost
it, didn't
100
you?
million. Yeah, I
that
liked
was
it.
fun.
Well, I wasn't. I was going to do a double feature with F1 and M3GAN 2, but I didn't see either. The trailer for M3GAN looked just horrible.
It did.
For
Yeah.
M3GAN 2.
It did.
I hated what they decided to do.
Terminator 2.
Right.
Yeah,
It was
they-
supposed to be cool that they started a new modern day like Child's Play, like a modern day Chucky. But they've moved ahead already. Like she's, now she's got a new grown up
Body.
whatever. Yeah.
They had to make her a girl boss essentially. They
It's fucking
you know
boring.
she had to be like the good guy. But Alamo Draft House was doing buy one get one free for advance tickets. So
I'll still go and see it though. I don't know about
I'll-
you, Cynic.
Yeah, I'll still
go and
see it, but I'm not being optimistic. I'm
I'll
being
still-
cynical. Believe it.
That's you.
I'll still see it too, but yeah, the first one was refreshing. Whereas, on the one hand, I appreciate that they tried to do something that was different from the original. On the other hand, whatever trailers they had really didn't sell it.
Okay, let's another sidestep. Sorry, folks. Okay, Critical Drinker said. Bear with
He
me,
said,
Oh, he
"Go
said it.
away now."
Here we go. Computer lag. Here we go. Wow, F1 turned out to be a damn good movie. Basically, Top Gun Maverick with racing cars. A solid, feel-good popcorn flick with good performances and some excellent race sequences. Might be the dark horse of the summer blockbuster season. Go away now.
I agree with him. My God, Brad Pitt looks very fit there, doesn't he?
I think he worked
Jesus.
out for it. You could tell.
He does. Yeah, he can tell. Yeah, man, it's good.
Okay, so recommendation from Drinker. Yes.
Sounds like it.
yeah, I
Okay.
heard he had to race a secondhand car because his main one got stolen while he wasn't at home.
Hey, what?
Did
What, Brad Pitt?
Did nobody hear about the break-in at his house?
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I
okay.
was just saying, yeah.
Hmm.
So his house got looted. I was making
Wow.
I was making a joke. Never mind.
It's very different today. As I said, right, there's loads of safety stuff that they got. Even if he was driving the car, it's pretty safe for him to drive at that speed. Unlike when Steve McQueen was doing it, he was really racing those bloody cars when he made that film. So at that speed, unlike when Steve McQueen was doing it.
Here we go. Feedback. This is going to be well.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's. I can't remember what's next.
Oh,
Okay, so Tom and Brad at the premiere in London. Okay, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt reunited on the F1 the movie Red Carpet in London. The film's director Joseph Kosinski originally planned to have the actors race together in his version of Ford v Ferrari, but says the studio would not approve the budget. James Mangold ended up directing Ford v Ferrari, great movie, instead with Christian Bale and Matt Damon starring. Cruise and Pitt starred together 31 years ago in Interview with the Vampire, blah, 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 blah.
they did.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hang. I'm gonna hang my ass off airplanes and shit like that. So when he does something again that's on the ground, then yes, obviously they're gonna do something together. So old timers, yes.
Better pairing than him and George Clooney. I get tired of him and George Clooney when I
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
I've never liked George Clooney. I think he's a mediocre actor. I hate his little head bob thing he does. It drives me fucking crazy, man.
Do you know he's really tiny in real life? I actually saw him in real life, and I was quite surprised how small he was and thin. He's very thin as well.
Ooh, Clooney.
Yeah, Clooney.
It's probably the divorce he's going through.
No, that's when he got married. I saw him. But
Yeah, Clooney. I've always thought that Clooney is overrated. One of the reasons why he got some props was because the Coen brothers put him in a few movies, and I guess if anybody could get good performances for people, it's them. But honestly, I've never really liked him. Even in those movies that people really like him in those Coen brother movies, even there he's just barely okay.
Well, I tell you what, though, he was all right. The kind of films that he's okay in is like Dust Till Dawn, but that film, Up in the Air, he was terrible. See that scene in it where he's
Gravity
in the
was
tube?
all right.
When he was on the tube, right, and he was like pretending to cry. He was trying to cry because he knocked on the door of that woman that he loved, and she was married and all that. I don't know if you ever
Right.
saw Up in the Air, and he was sitting there on the tube. And it was such bad acting. It was like he was trying to force a tear out of his head. Do you know what I mean? So I agree with you. I don't rate him as a proper actor. But other stuff like other films, he's all right in. You know what I mean?
He's okay in Ocean's 11 or whatever it is, but
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
I don't think of him as a serious actor.
Same.
When
That's
when
what
I
I'm
think
saying.
of actors that I really respect, he's not on that list for me.
Yeah, he has like one type of character he can play, and like Oh
Smug.
Brother, Where Art Thou? I thought he was sort of perfect for that, but I don't think he has much very big emotional range.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about this story is that when they made that movie, Brad Pitt didn't like Tom Cruise very much. He described him as overbearing and controlling, and he said he didn't want to work with him again. But
Well,
I guess what different? Yeah. Obviously, a lot of time has passed since then, so
don't
I
for-
kind of think it's cool.
don't forget, I mean, back in the day, I think that Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer may have gotten on each other's nerves, but later on they were friends. I mean, 30 years go
Yeah.
by, and at the end, they're colleagues. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah,
from the same type of group and sort of age group and all that kind of stuff. Over the years, I think that maybe, some barriers that existed maybe with egos when you're young kind of get pushed aside. I would hope.
certainly. And let's not forget that Brad Pitt had a reputation for being, controlling himself. So they may have butted heads. And Cruise has he has a consistent way of winning people over to him, as long as you're not married to the guy. So, no, I think it's cool for them to be doing something together again.
People don't really think about this, but back in the day, they were sort of in the same, competing over the same spot. Both Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt were relatively sort of in the same age group, both decent-looking guys that the ladies liked, the same type of Hollywood star. And I think that at that point, it makes sense that they'd kind of, have butt heads a bit.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they were up for the same roles in more than one movie.
Okay. Mini sidestep. Who saw this? Brad Pitt explains that. Sorry, what the Adventures of Cliff Booth movie will be. There is something Quentin Tarantino wrote. It's an episode, not really a sequel of the character from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He didn't want to direct it at this point, so David Fincher stepped in.
Yeah, he has himself in a corner with that 10 movie rule. So that's what this is.
That's probably it, and I think it's dumb. I mean, the thing is that
dumb.
I appreciate what Tarantino is saying, and I think that it's not wrong to think that at some point when you're older, maybe if you think you're going to make crappy movies, maybe don't make them. At the same time, just saying, I'm only going to make 10 and leave is also kind of dumb.
F1 had a small problem for me. I couldn't. when I was seeing, all I could see was Cliff Booth on screen. Cliff
Damn.
Booth.
Out of
Yeah.
all the characters he's played, that's the one that resonates the most, huh?
It was difficult to get past it. Yeah.
Huh.
That was the only gripe I had with F1. It's a nitpick, isn't it?
It's not even the movie's fault.
Yeah. Okay. I know. I'm sure that Melvin will be happy about this sequel. So, okay. Shall we do some supers?
Yes,
we should.
please.
Okay. I'm going to struggle with these names because thanks to YouTube. Flav. Hello, Flav. Easy. Who did that? Wrenched, Wool Sports. Member for 9 months. 9 months broom. We approach gestation Maximus. Should we call the child Foting Noodle? Foting pronounced fur.
Fudding noodle.
Furting Noodle. Also, Boo Pot Noodle for you this time. That's no pot noodle. Cheers, Flav. Okay, let's do another one. God, it's warm. I'm melting. At Common People. See, I'm going at Common People. YouTube, sort it out for fuck's sake. Wrenched. This is really annoying. Oh, they try to make things easier because they're just bored and got nothing else to do, but they just make it more difficult, don't they?
I don't think they're trying to make anything easier.
Fucking hell. Hey, Istophobus, remember way back when I said Cynic has an AI girlfriend, and now I don't know if I should stop this shit joke or keep going. Good times, but awkward times. I know about awkward times. Okay, thank you, my friend.
I don't think you should. Don't let a good running joke down. Keep it up.
No. Mega Spider-Man, hello, my friend. Wrenched. €5. Good evening, everyone, to all. Favorite Brad Pitt film? Plus, why that? Anyone?
Hang on. Let me think for a second here.
I'll leave Fight Club. Fight Club and 12 Monkeys and 7.
No,
and maybe Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You just named 4 movies.
All right. Fight Club.
You can't name all one.
Fight Club. Fight Club is probably his best.
All right. Yeah.
7.
Inglourious Bastards.
7. Definitely.
I didn't like that film, Inglourious Bastards, for some reason. There were some nice bits in it. I don't know. Just didn't like it.
Okay. Favorite Christopher Walken film? Plus, why that?
Can I use a SNL sketch instead of a film? Because my favorite Walken thing is needs more cowbell. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Christopher Walken film.
I liked Dead Zone.
I'm gonna need a little more cowbell.
Christopher Walken.
Wedding
Explore the
Crashers.
Space with that cowbell.
When he played the dad.
Dude, him as the dad was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Incredibly depressing, but The Deer Hunter is just a masterpiece of film.
Dogs of War. Remember that one? He was in that, wasn't he? Dogs of War. Do you remember that one? He got beaten to shit and his eye was big and swollen.
He was good in the Fat Boy Slim video.
Yeah. You know what? He used to be a dancer before he became an actor.
No, he still is. He was a triple threat. He could sing, he could dance, and he could act. He was the ultimate theater kid. They used to call them triple threats.
Okay. Nobody liked him in Dune, or was it June?
No.
You know, I'm going to surprise you, Brown. I actually liked him in Dead Zone. I think that's a movie that only you and I have watched.
It's a great movie.
Oh, no.
I watched that in my youth.
A great movie.
Classic VHS movie back in the day.
Yeah.
It was huge when it came out, too.
Huge.
But I'm thinking I can't think of him ever doing a bad job. But I'm you know what? For me, it's going to be True Romance.
See, the problem is
he was only in it for a little bit, though.
Yeah, but he owned it. He owned it.
Yeah, good movie.
I mean, the question is, are we going for ones that it's almost like a cameo? As much as I like him in Pulp Fiction and True Romance, these are like one scenes that he appears, knocks it out of
Yeah.
the park, and leaves. But I'm thinking more of the type of movie that he's the star of, and that's why the Dead Zone is absolutely up there in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Martin Sheen was amazing in that movie too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The
Stephen
ice is
King.
gonna break. Remember that scene?
Yeah. I would recommend Dead Zone to everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
Hellgast. Will spot $20. Hello, my friend. Been gone a while. Just want to say thank you to the chat and the panels for keeping me entertained while living overseas.
Oh wow. You're welcome.
Most
You're
welcome.
quite welcome, Helgust.
Thank you, my friend. Okay, shall we, before I melt, proceed?
Making 2.0.
I get the
haven't
feeling
seen
nobody's
it.
watched it.
I haven't seen it.
Haven't
I
seen
was
it.
I was counting on Cynic to have watched this.
Yeah. Oops.
Oops.
I have to say, it wins #1 for creepiest popcorn bucket.
For what reasons?
It's just like a head of her, and then it opens up, and you pull the
Yeah.
popcorn out of her brain. But just her face is creepy anyway, and yeah, just the whole thing I find very unsettling. Oh, and also Blast from the Past is a great Christopher Walken movie.
Yeah, I do. Yes.
He-
Hot Dr. Pepper.
Seven Psychopaths is also a great Christopher Walken.
Oh yeah, but he plays a dad. They've been living in a bomb shelter for 25 years because they thought
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it's hilarious, and he's great.
Okay, so we're not bothered about Megan, yes?
No. I actually
yeah.
met Christopher Walken in Cannes. It was me and my friend were coming down the stairs in this hotel, and he was just sitting in the corner on his own.
You're going to
My
punch
friend-
him up.
my-
Punch him.
No, my friend said, let's go and talk to him. I'm like, no, it's too scary, because he does look scary, man. And then then we went and spoke to him. We spoke to him about 20 minutes, I think. He was a really nice guy. So yeah,
Wow.
well, really nice guy.
Megan, whatever, 2 debuts 56%.
But the audiences have enjoyed this one more than the first that got a better cinema score, and the audience rating. Well, there are only like 500 reviews right now, but I think it's in the 80s.
Right.
So they're liking it, but
Are you going to like it?
I don't know. I need to go see it, but I want to. I don't know. Maybe giving it another week is good, because I was going to go in with a really negative attitude.
Yeah.
For once.
Yeah, for once. Yeah.
Okay, that's Megan. Nobody's watched it, folks. We'll report back next week.
Well, someone in the chat did. They said they watched it. It's campy, fun, ridiculous, and a bit ruined by the flattest baddie since Jesse Eisenberg.
It's the hottie out of Ahsoka, wasn't it? Shin Hottie. She was the baddie.
Oh, from Ahsoka.
Yeah, you know, the fit
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
report back next time.
Okay. Let's move on then, folks.
Boo.
No.
Move along.
You want to know
Oh.
how fucking dumb people are that are defending this movie? You see that big thing that says from executive producer Ryan Coogler? Someone just commented on my video about it. Why are you even mentioning Ryan Coogler? He had nothing to do with this. It's like on the poster. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
the thing-
selling it as something that he did. Yeah.
He's probably, if I were him, I'd be annoyed. It's just that part of his contract for Wakanda Forever was that he would get executive producer credit and probably a check for anything that's sort of a derivative or spin-off production.
Yeah.
And the thing is this would be considered that, which is why like he at least did a few commercials that he said how great it is. But I don't think that he had anything to do with it beyond them just throwing his name there.
Right. And that's what I said in the video too. I said he was just, his name's on it so that he could advertise for it and yada, yada. Because that's basically all he was used for.
Yeah, and they'd be crazy not to, since he's the only name
They have.
really successful
Okay.
that can be attached.
Is this true? Emperor Goodwin Wrench, my friend, greatest unintentional comedy series of 2025.
It is hilariously
It-
bad.
It is hilarious. Yeah, it's
It
bad.
is
Is that
just
the villain
incredibly
behind
awful.
her? Is that the bad guy behind her?
No, that's
she,
her.
She
That's
is
her.
the bad guy.
She's the bad guy.
Oh.
She's the
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
bad guy,
yeah.
dude.
Her whole origin story is a villain origin story. She's not a
And
good
then
guy.
the rest of her life so far is
She's a villain. Yeah,
villain
What?
story. Like she's just a straight up bad person, dude.
Yeah.
it's really bad.
Now, I'm in the camp that this is just so bad that it's bad, not bad that it's good. I don't find it funny. I think it's past that point. Like, there's no Downs cat in here to joke about, make
Aw.
fun of. There's there's a young Han Solo who
There's a
plays
cock.
like a 10. Yeah, well, all the men in here. Like, I didn't get the amusement. I found it pretty much unwatchable. But I haven't gone through all of it because I just.
You
I'm
got
not gonna
Melvin Deeply
suggest
Wrenched.
myself.
Will Spot. Dark Hour's new Iron video is pretty funny. Okay.
Cheers. I'll have to go watch it after this.
Enjoyable.
Yeah, that's how I'll probably get my entertainment from it, by watching just.
So you guys have watched this?
Yes.
Yep.
Not all of it, no.
The first three.
half of the
that's all that's
show,
been shown. Yeah.
Like 3 out of 6 episodes are out right now, so that's a pretty good.
Yeah, no, I couldn't get through the first episode.
I
It was
totally
just-
understand.
Is it that bad?
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
I
If you
thought
can
so.
get through the first 5
Fucking-
minutes, you're doing pretty good. Honestly,
There's
Did you
like
watch-
two
it's-
teen girls sitting on the school campus going like, "Girl, what do you want to do when you grow up?" "I want a night with Thor and his hammer." It's like that's just the first couple. That's the first line of dialogue in the entire show.
we get to find out that she has in fact been accepted after her crazy adventure in Wakanda. She's been accepted into MIT and is one of the most privileged people on earth to get to go there.
Was it black
And
privilege?
and she spends all of her time helping other students cheat, stealing,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the final in the final disgrace, she apparently blows some stuff up on an MIT campus, and then they kick her out of MIT because she's been stealing and blowing things up and helping other students cheat. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the art of, of virtue by having someone else to blame everything you do bad on.
Yep.
And honestly, for a show and a company, that claims to care about the marginalized, they certainly lean into the worst stereotypes
Yeah.
of those same kind of people.
Absolutely.
I would be offended on their behalf, if I felt like, really, okay, they take every bad stereotype of any minority and they really lean into it and turbocharge it up, and that's what we get. It's terrible.
But she has no choice but to be that way because she's not Tony Stark. She wasn't born with billions of dollars.
No, she's just
To-
at
to-
MIT
yeah.
already.
Yeah.
They
She's-
just
she's
gave her
Yeah.
they gave her $1 billion worth of resources to work with. But
Exactly.
that wasn't good enough because
I guess
it
she wasn't very good.
hers.
And
Right,
then-
because Tony made his. Everyone's video has that line in it like 4 times probably. Like,
Yeah.
Tony built his arc reactor in a cave.
Yeah.
Oh, the other ridiculous thing is that, the key to the Iron Man suit is the power. It's the arc reactor. Anybody could build a suit, but how do you power it? How do you make it work? Her suit isn't powered by an arc reactor. It's powered by wind and solar.
What?
So why is it work at night? Yeah, you need surface area for both of those things. Like, obviously, it's completely insane.
Is it
But
like
yes,
net
she has a
zero
green
Marvel?
suit.
Yeah.
What?
Net zero Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What a load of
she's
bollocks.
she is obsessed with doing something, and we see this in the teasers for it. She wants to be iconic.
Yeah,
Right?
means
Which
she's
is
a
which is
narcissist.
Well, like
ridiculous.
George Floyd.
It is ridiculous because the only idea she has is to do
What?
something that somebody else already did. That's how she's gonna make her mark. Is she's gonna make Iron Man armor?
Renewables.
Renewables, that's
Punch Bowl.
I
The
mean,
people who are arguing for this are suggesting that her story is mirroring Tony's, which is just absolutely ridiculous.
No,
She's-
it's absurd.
No, because I don't get like, even if they somehow come around, because someone can have a rough beginning and figure it out, like that makes for a good arc or whatever. But the fact is, she's not likable, and Tony was very, very likable. And Tony sold weapons of mass destruction. There's separation. That's like, you know, a president bombing a country or something. Like, you can, you know, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon say that he murdered those people. Yes. But she literally murders people.
Right.
Yeah. So the thing is, Tony Stark made money doing questionable things that he later regretted, and his penance was to do good for good's sake. She doesn't want to do good. She wants to become famous, become iconic. That is the ultimate narcissism there.
Yeah.
She doesn't
Also-
care what she does or how she gets, as long as it's, quote, iconic.
Also, Stark had, like, you know, contracts with governments with things like that. Now, you may think that what they did was bad, but there are companies that sort of legitimately do that. You could just question if they're really contributing something good to the world or not. She's just like a flat out thief. And the final thing I'll say, and I said it in my review that I posted, I think yesterday, that, and this is going to be controversial maybe, but if you're going to try to sell a character like this, at minimum, bring like a drop dead gorgeous lady to be the character. Maybe it'll make you forget all the bad stuff about the character if she was super hot. Or if the actress has this kind of likable vibe and you give the feeling that she doesn't want to do all this bad stuff, but she got suckered into it or something. But instead, they have this actress who is not like such a great actress in my opinion, and she doesn't have, you know, she's not
looks.
drop dead gorgeous.
Oh.
And at the same time, you never really, you don't feel bad for her or anything. You just don't like her.
Yeah, she does not have it, right? She isn't charming. She's not particularly funny. There's nothing about her that's like, you know, that magnetic thing you have with like Tony Stark. Like you look at Tony Stark, you look at RDJ when he's playing that character, and there's just something about him that you're kind of drawn to because he's witty and he's funny, and sometimes he's even self-deprecating. And
he's charismatic. The performance,
he's got that real charisma in his performance. There's a magnetism there that you want to see what's going on with that character. You want to learn more about them. Her, I don't want to know anything more about who she is or what she does or why she is what she is. She's not likable at all.
Listen, I'm just going to come out and say it. She is ugly. She is hard to look at. It hurts my eyes.
Okay, so is it aimed at the ugly people then?
Yeah,
This
the ones
program.
that cheat and steal and blame it on somebody else. You know, she also cheated at MIT and helped other kids cheat too.
I think I can give a good example here. If you remember that crappy show, what was it?
Acolytes?
Hawkeye. Okay, sorry. There's so
Hawkeye.
many crappy shows.
There is.
Hawkeye.
Narrow
I
it
thought
down.
it was a stupid girl boss type of show where they pushed aside Hawkeye and had Kate Bishop and all that. But the one thing I think I could at least say is that the actress that played Kate Bishop, she was at least pleasant. I mean, yes, the show was pretty bad, but it's the minimum that at least when you see her, you're not like just hating on her completely, even though the show wasn't very good. Ironheart doesn't even have that going for it.
Yeah, never underestimate what charisma can do to pull someone through a bad movie or show.
Okay.
I mean, there have been shows that succeeded solely on the charisma of the main lead.
Why was this released then if they knew it was so bad?
Because they are too prideful, unlike WB, who will totally cut ties and be like, yeah, we made a piece of shit, so we're not going to release it.
I think they
There's more.
they were contractually, there was something there that they could not can this. It was going to cost him too much. It was going to hurt him too much if they canned it, and so it just had to be released.
I think
Also-
they were afraid of the woke backlash.
There-
Yes.
There's
Happen
also
if
that.
they-
There's very much that as well.
Yeah, they can. You can always buy yourself out of a contract, but I think, you know, man, the first series, black woman, super, yeah, they were
They-
afraid of the wokies.
It would be an admission that they did something bad. It's the same situation with Echo, which was also a disaster, and they dumped it in one day. The only surprise is that they're dumping this in 2 days.
Ian, are you there?
Yeah, I thought it was shit.
I am here, but I've got nothing to say about this show.
Are you?
I've never
do,
seen it.
Do you want the
What?
episodes?
No, I don't want to. I don't want
Read
to
the
watch
name.
this shit.
Read the
Got better
name
things
of
to do.
episode 3.
Yes.
What is is it called Mega Geek Doesn't Watch? The episode 3, is it?
It's called like We in Trouble, girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
Trouble girl.
Will you guys be watching the next 3 episodes?
Absolutely.
I'll be right there, baby.
It's,
Don't watch it.
okay.
Television.
I really don't want to watch it. Should I watch it?
No.
No.
I'll watch it for you.
No.
And then you watch my video.
Yeah, just watch his video and Disperuse and
Platoon.
Dark Hours and
Platoon.
you'll get all the benefits of watching it without the pain, and you'll get some good jokes too.
That's actually totally true. You get, everyone's unique flavor
Yeah,
of
Is
shitting
there-
on this.
Okay. Is there anything good about this TV program?
No. Even the soundtrack's bad.
the production isn't terrible. It definitely has some good visual moments, but it's hard to appreciate it because you're in such agony of having to look at her ugly ass face and the terrible
Shit.
character.
I think you're absolutely right there. You know, if they know how bad it was, why don't they just cast someone that's really good looking to play her? I don't
Because they're
understand
greedy.
this.
They wanted all of their kind of woke propaganda, but they also wanted to
Okay.
show that they're
Yes.
not going to cast somebody that's
don't
drop dead
forget.
gorgeous.
Don't forget, this has been in the can for 3 years.
It's been
And
a
they- what
shitter.
They yeah, that can. So they made this during like peak woke. This was gonna
Summer of
be
Love.
their
It's
yeah.
so
COVID,
over the
Summer
top.
of
We didn't
Love.
even get to the supporting cast. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh yeah. So
The
so
supporting
this.
cast. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The
Art.
hood.
No, just saying like this. You have to remember this has been sitting around. This was made 3 years ago, peak woke, when they were all in on making sure that every single identity group they could find was in here. There's gay, there's trans, there's everything. It's all squeezed in here.
There's fist boy and lesbians in the air.
If Cynthia Erivo and Bella Ramsey had a kid, it would be her.
Wow.
Are there any space lesbians?
No,
Maybe
they
leave
don't have
that out.
space, but there's plenty of the regular kind.
There's a non-binary character that's
there's yeah.
I just don't fucking
The drag queen hacker who has the incredibly long nails and could never actually be a hacker because there's no way they can type
They
like
could
that.
Ian,
Right,
I think
right.
Ian, I think you need to watch it. This sounds right up your street.
Don't think so somehow. Right.
Rebecca Gold's got nothing on this.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
There is one part that I enjoyed that was funny.
The end.
She was stealing the suit and flying it away, and MIT caught that she was stealing, so they owned the AI belonged to her, so they shut it off, and in mid-flight she crashes. I did chuckle.
Oh yeah,
That was nice, yeah.
the AI that was basically Clippy.
Yeah,
That was I giggled at that. Yes, but the rest of it, no, that
Or
was
we got
Yeah.
Joe Darkness.
it looks
Yeah.
like you're trying to take down Whitey. Do you need help with that?
What?
Clippy, the Microsoft. It's like a little talking paperclip that says, "It looks like you're trying to do a resume. Do you need help with that?" So
Yeah.
I said,
What's Ironheart's AI woman robot Jarvis type thing called?
Oh,
She's got
she
one.
she hooks
it's a
her
blacker
brain.
woman.
Yeah, she hooks her brain up to her suit for some reason. We're not really, none of this is explained. She hooks up her brain to her suit and somehow it pulls all the memories of her dead friend and turns that into the AI for her suit. And it apparently it didn't need to be programmed. It didn't need to be designed or trained.
Yeah.
It just pulled memories out of her brain
What's-
and it turned
what's
it into
the-
an AI in her
Is
suit.
it called George?
she just like
Natalie?
she plugged an XLR kid into her dead
Bitch.
friend's ear,
Floyd?
and she had a working AI.
Guys, do you think
That's one bitch. Yeah, that's the name.
do you think this year DC is going to actually trash Marvel?
Oh, MCU's the MCU's
yeah.
dead, and they're going to have a hat trick in the theaters this year for losses, and this is just the icing on top of the cake.
Cider feet. He's like Shaniqua the AI.
Oh dear.
Legend.
Well, thank God I'm not watching this shit. That's all I can say.
You are. I'm going to ask you to watch it.
I'm
It's
not
right up
gonna
your-
watch
no,
it,
No, it's
mate.
right. Go on.
Yeah.
It's right up your street. You know you're going to enjoy
You
it.
couldn't pay me to watch this shit.
Compare it to Rebecca Gold.
It
You know.
might be worse than She-Hulk for real.
Yeah, she should have called it.
Oh, it
Queef
is.
She should have called it Queef Latifah.
That's
I liked She-Hulk. Justice for Todd, by the way.
Yeah, I think this is
Justice
the.
for Todd, bro.
I think this is the worst thing Marvel has made.
Even worse
It
than
is-
the Space Witches thing.
Well, that
was-
wasn't.
well,
that was
those
Star
No,
Wars.
that-
Oh, that
they
was
were-
Marvel. That
they
was
were great.
that was
Yeah,
Star Wars.
No, the Space
No.
Witches were highlights, though.
Truly.
worse than Echo, which is hard to do. Worse than the Marvels. This is one
There
of
you
the
go.
worst things that Marvel
this is
has
an
simply ever
abortion.
made. Yeah,
Emperor Goodwin. Ranch.
Yeah, it is.
It's the Acolyte had its moments, though,
Yeah.
in its defense.
Listen,
I mean,
there's,
this does too so far. You know, it has its moments.
there's something really sinister about this, past just how ridiculously bad, though. If this is being watched by young kids that are still impressionable,
No, they're not.
it could
watching it.
easily give them the idea that it's okay to steal as long as you feel oppressed. You know, it's okay to do horror. It's okay to kill people. You know, if you think you're doing the right thing.
It's all right. We've got that in the UK at the
yeah,
moment.
see, I'm
so
not-
It's,
I'm
it's
not
come
worried.
over here. That has.
I'm not worried about that. They're being taught that in public school, so it's not a
And at
problem.
Glastonbury. But anyway,
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Okay, let's. I don't know what's next.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God.
Move along, move along. Jesus.
Robert Downey
horrifying.
Jr. contractually obligated celebrated the premiere of Iron Shot tonight with a special call to prison to Dominic Thorne. Whatever.
Well, he knows that he's talking shit. He knows that show is shit. You know how much he's getting paid to play Doctor Doom? It's a shitload of money. So he's going to say anything Marvel tells him to do now. He really is.
The funny thing about this is he's acting like it's a spontaneous call. He's in his bathroom.
not.
You just got to no. If you look in the back, you can see the lighting crew. You
Yeah.
can see the makeup woman in the table. You can see the film rigs and tripods. Like they must have spent half a morning turning his house and bathroom into a studio. I thought only Axel Braun's bathroom was.
No,
a
he's in the
studio.
UK at the moment in his encampment, isn't he?
He's probably got a house in the UK.
It's like the more they try to pretend they're authentic, like the more cringe they come off. It's just hard. It's even hard to. It's embarrassing to watch this.
It's dead, isn't it?
What is?
The MCU.
All of it.
No, MCU, yeah. It's it's getting
Are we
there.
just,
put it
are we
that
just
way.
kidding? Look, at this stage, are we just kidding ourselves? Anybody?
All of entertainment, I think, is
Are
what
we? We're just. Are we
dead.
like sad junkies after that next fix? You know, that chasing the dragon, but Marvel. Are we ever going to get
Oh.
it?
For Marvel, I even though it would only take them like 2 solid wins in a row, yeah, I think it is kind of dead, and,
I don't-
we're gonna find that out in a couple of weeks. When
I'm just not in. I don't know about you guys. I'm not invested in it anymore,
no. And why would you be? I mean,
and that's the issue, isn't it?
yeah, we've had 5 years of wretched
Cynic.
Yeah.
abortions
Yeah.
of cinema, with the occasional enjoyable film.
Are you invested?
I'm invested in Tom Holland's Spider-Man still. That's
There
it,
you go.
though. That's
Same
it.
here. Same here. That's it for me.
Like,
We'll
if
see.
you make another Deadpool and Wolverine movie, I'll watch it because
it's
it's
alright, it's nice.
entertaining.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
entertaining garbage, you know.
Yeah, it's fast food.
So, yeah, it's. I'm not invested in it though.
Yeah.
I haven't really been invested since after
Hold on.
Endgame, as much as I may have tried or wanted to
Do
be.
you know what? I think Fantastic Four is going to kill Marvel.
It
I really
might,
do.
dude. You might be right.
I think they're going to end the year with a hat trick. Like I said, they're all 3 of their releases this year are going to lose money.
So
mean-
the-
And
4? Are you counting Ironheart?
Well, that's not a film. I'm talking.
You have
I'm
to
talking
think,
in the
though-
theaters.
Well, that's what I was asking. Okay, because you
Yeah.
could really say they had 4 serious, expensive disasters.
Okay.
No,
So
Ironheart is just the icing on the cake.
I think that, and I actually think that Gary said this, and I tend to agree with him on this, that Bob Iger or Feige or whatever, they must have thought that between all the successes they're going to have with their Marvel movies this year, that if they somehow slip this one in, it won't be as noticeable. But honestly, with the latest movies flopping and probably the next one flopping, it's probably not going to be the win that they thought it would be.
Yeah.
Mr. Brown, did you see that Nielsen finally put out like the year-to-date consolidated with both streaming originals and network broadcasts?
No, I did not.
The very first, it's dominated by ABC and Netflix. It only covers a certain time period, but the very first time anything Disney shows up on the chart, it's number 45 with Agatha all along, which is like 5 times which is 5 times less like than the shows at the top that were like Squid Game and what was that Adolescence. I think those were the 2 at the top. But I'm saying it's number 45. That's not anything to be proud of. And then Skeleton Crew came in at like 98 or something, like it barely edged in there. But Daredevil
Skeleton Crew was one of the better ones as well.
Daredevil's flopped big time, hasn't it?
But
Daredevil.
I think Judge Judy is like in the top 5. You compare what they spend on that to what Disney spends on its shows.
My mum watches Judge Judy every day.
Yeah.
In fact,
I mean, it's a really good example of how, like, no matter what they spend, you know, they're not breaking anything near the top of entertainment where they have to be.
Okay, let's. I can't remember what's next.
sis.
Ryan Coogler says #Iron Chart is a great sample of things that are to come in.
Fuck me.
Well, we're fucked then.
I think that's true. Like, Ryan Coogler is telling no lies.
This is the worst news I've heard in weeks.
No lie detected.
It's fucked, everybody.
Interesting, don't you think? That I wonder how much they paid him to say that.
Could you imagine Ironheart being the worst Marvel product ever, and they were like, "Oh, that's just a portion of what Avengers Doomsday is going to be like."
There are rumors that Doomsday is going to be put back even further.
Who cares? They haven't even got a script, the idiots.
So it's going to be effectively 2 years now.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does
Marvel.
anyone care?
Yeah.
It's not going to matter.
It's not going to matter.
Is
It's not
anyone
gonna matter.
upset? Yeah.
Nope. It's not going to matter. They are going to pour probably close to $1.25 million into making these 2 films.
Billion.
And they or $1.25 billion. Sorry, yeah.
$1 million.
You did a Dr. Evil.
Yeah, I did. Probably 1.25 billion into these 2 films, and both of them will lose money. So
For sure.
it's going to be
It
will be the end of the MCU.
Okay, I don't think anybody's going to get if World War III kicks off. I don't think anybody's going to get a chance to see it. So, okay, shall we? I still can't remember what's next. Oh, here we go. Marshall Ali, when asked about Blade, will begin filming. Call Marvel. I'm ready. Let them know I'm ready.
Just goes to show how stupid Marvel is, right? They've got all these great characters, and they would rather turn a boy's brand into a woman's brand and put lots of woke into it. How stupid can you be to do that?
If there is any hope for Marvel, it's going to be in smaller standalone properties just like this that they can make for much less money that have a chance to be really good. I'm not saying there's a lot of hope, but if there is, it's going to be like in a rated R Blade movie.
They're still going to be affected by the woke shit.
Oh,
though.
yeah, there's a reason
$80 million budget.
There's a reason Blade hasn't gotten made. It's because Mahershala Ali was literally going to be like the 4th player in the film as Blade. They were going to bring in 3 women
Yeah,
that were all going to be
boss
the
him around.
leads over
yeah.
him.
They weren't just going to cuck him. They were going to not just triple cuck him, but they were going to triple undead cuck him. And he wasn't having that.
It's never going to get made, is it?
No.
He's gonna age out of this role.
That's
He's
right.
Too old, man.
Yeah.
They may as well just bring Wesley Snipes and
Right.
let somebody competent make like an old man Blade movie. That probably would be better than whatever this
Didn't
crap
what's
is.
his name? David Goyer say, "I'm willing to come back and help you out," and they said,
Oh yeah,
Off.
for 4 years they couldn't crack the script, and he's like, "Hey, happy to help, guys." They're like, "No, we've got it.
Fuck
You
off."
don't look like you
Yeah.
got it."
Like, well,
What's-
the
what's
last
so-
movie he made was Blade Trinity, so it's not like
Yeah.
his track record's great.
But what's so hard? I mean, he's a vampire killer. What's so hard about writing the script? I don't understand. I could write that script standing on my head. Do you know what I mean? I don't understand what the problem is here.
Well, they
What's the
have to
problem?
put their stuff in. That's the problem. Whenever they have a good story, by the time they wokeify it and follow all the Hollywood rules, it breaks whatever story they
Here you
have.
go. Punchable face wrenched. They should get Jason Statham to black up like in Tropic Thunder.
He's
You slag.
getting on. He's getting on though, isn't he, old Jason
Yeah, is
Statham?
it mid-50s?
Yeah. Getting on.
Everybody's aging out because they're just
Yeah, they are.
taking so fucking long.
They are. Everyone is. It's crazy. Can we move on, please?
You
It's just going
remember
to get
who?
worse.
You remember who was in Blade too?
Who?
You're not going to see Tracy Lord showing up in a Marvel movie.
Okay.
No.
It's time. Hashtag Superman special screening. So it's starting to happen now.
How comes they haven't got James Gunn's Superman on that?
Yeah, it's
type?
James Gunn's Superman, isn't it? Yeah.
Superman's James Gunn.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer for
The new one?
Superman, the new one in the theater today.
Did you?
Yeah, and I thought I think it's going to do very well. Yeah,
He'll do all right. I don't think it's going to break the bank though.
it looked great on the big screen. When you see the trailers on your laptop or computer, it's just not quite the same. And I think
saw that.
that's probably a big problem.
I saw it on a big screen. It didn't look. I wasn't impressed, especially that last shot where it's like
Okay,
they've
well,
got,
I know nothing.
they've got like a fisheye. What is it? Lens on the camera and it makes them look weird. It's just like, what the fuck's going on there?
Oh
But
yeah,
anyway, whatever.
I heard that they actually ditched those shots. They will not be in the final release.
It looks stupid. And also the bit where he punches that guy and his teeth comes out. I'm like, what are we? Is this,
did not like
is this
that.
a freaking Looney Tunes cartoon or what? Do you know what I mean? It's just
Fight Club.
really stupid.
Anyway,
Is that it? No one else got anything to say about it?
I don't know. Superman's so fucking boring. I
Oh,
just
look
don't-
what Watcher said. You'll believe a man can cry. Dun, dun.
That's true.
yeah.
Look, if he
Very good.
sits on the cloud and cries, I'm gonna scream in the cinema. You guys gonna hear me?
Okay,
scream.
I thought Lois Lane did look pretty hot in the.
No, she didn't. She's just like a
Okay, maybe not then.
hobo.
She's hot as hell on the red carpet because she's
Your
not a hot
opinion's
woman.
wrong, Brown.
But
Story
she's
of my
not
life.
hot when she's girl bossing her way through flying a spaceship and stuff.
Exactly.
Oh, I
She
forgot
is
about
an
that.
appealing lady. I don't dislike her at all. I don't know what they did with her in this movie, but she doesn't look, like you said, she doesn't look bad when you just see her not in the movie.
Yep.
Okay, on that
Yeah, and
All the
you know-
stuff I've seen of him over the last 2 or 3 months is just him screaming.
Yeah.
It's really off-putting.
Oh yeah,
emo Superman.
yeah. He's acting like a toddler.
Yeah.
It's not,
so it's
not
like
good.
teenager, isn't he? He's acting like a teenager. It's ridiculous. And also, what happened to the stoic Superman that we all know and love? I know everybody will say it's the golden age. He was like that, but the golden age was not very good in my
See,
opinion.
Here
No,
you
it
go.
wasn't. Silver Age was
Here
better.
you go. Side of feet, legend, wrench, myth, whatever you want to call him, wrenched. Cinema hiding cracking boobies
Tit.
again.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see what Amelia said? That's a really good point. in James Gunn's hands, he's playing Superman like a fish out of water.
Well, the thing is, I think the whole idea of this film is that he's new, and there were other heroes before him, and that's how they're playing the film apparently.
Vex Electronica arranged
Superman.
Stoiperman.
Oh, it's true. I mean, he doesn't even look like Superman as far as I'm concerned. Looks like a cosplayer guy.
I could live with everything, but when I saw these few clips, if the whole movie is going to be acting like this, that's going to be a really big issue.
Okay.
Now, I did hear from people who saw the movie that those are the only things like that in the movie. He is not particularly emotionally unstable.
Okay, the movie's
but
going
he shouldn't even be in the movie, man.
What, Superman shouldn't be in his own movie?
No, those bits should not be in the movie.
Yeah, well,
I'm saying.
Yeah, I wonder why they're leaning into that part in the marketing too.
They're
Okay.
doing very poor marketing for this movie.
I said to someone once, it's stupid. They just had a picture of him putting his boots on, and then that person said to me they were showing off his costume. I was like, how stupid is that?
It's an awful.
How stupid is that? Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Stephen John, the sequel is Superman fighting the bad guys at Glastonbury.
For those of us Yankees, can you give us a brief rundown of what's going on in Glastonbury?
Ooh.
Some
Nobody cares. Just shit.
Some
Nobody
band
cares.
came on and did something. I don't know. I don't care.
It's a hive of scum and
Villainy.
Okay. Superman's going to begin with a Star Wars-esque crawl.
Oh, what a fucking shit that is. Seriously.
They have to
Why?
establish the universe for you. So
Why?
you can-
Why?
Because they don't know how to tell a story well.
Will it be episode 1 or 4, or will they make that later?
I wouldn't be surprised if the dog starts dancing in the beginning with the credits, like what you call it, Groot. Wouldn't be surprised if it was something stupid like that how the film starts, but that's Gun for you, isn't it?
Yes.
The animal fetish.
Okay. Well, it's 3 weeks, is it?
July the 11th it opens here.
2 weeks. Then.
Early previews over here on the 8th. So I'll be seeing it on the 8th.
It's like 9 days. Yeah.
Yep, not long.
Okay. Probably going to do okay. Yes.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be divisive, and I don't think word of mouth is going to put it over the. I don't know. I'm interested in what Cynic thinks. I'm thinking around the 700 million, which isn't that fantastic. Other people are saying 850.
8 probably, maybe.
Cynic's good at this.
He is. He's very good. Go on, Cynic. What's your gut feeling about this?
Like 6 to 7.
Okay, my man. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm there with you.
I think Price and I were on Mead the other day. I think we both said about 675. I think is where we were.
Do you know what though?
You got to
guys,
think like this: the Batman came out and that made in the 700 million range, and he's way more popular than Superman. So if this can even sniff 600, that's going to be a huge win.
So I'm thinking 40 million domestic for Fantastic Four's first week. Is that?
Okay.
I think it'd be less. I think it'll be less.
Okay.
Less than 40 million?
Yeah.
Shall I say $1 billion?
Yeah, because you always get it right.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'm going to get it right eventually.
Do I need to turn the volume down?
Okay, I'm gonna say 999 million.
Do you know what though? Seriously, I hope this film is good. I think it's a win that he isn't black. Put it that way. Superman isn't black in this film, but I honestly do. So I'm hoping.
Is it a bait and switch?
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. You got my attention, James Gunn. He's white. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
But listen, let's say if the Fantastic Four really flops, what do you think that's going to do to the rest of the Marvel slate? Are they going to cancel all this stuff? Or they going
to? They are locked in. They are going to make Doomsday. They are going to make Secret Wars. Both of them are likely to lose a lot of money, and then that will finally be it for the MCU.
Those two movies will lose money, but the only thing I'll say is that that's because their budgets are so enormous. There will be people that will go watch those just because of how they'll market it,
Yeah, the
and the
YouTubers.
nostalgic throwback to the characters you do care about. They're really going to try to do that, kind of like what Deadpool and Wolverine did, and maybe some people will actually go see it. But after that, I think that Disney and Marvel should take a very long hiatus.
Why do you guys? Why do you think that these films now? Well, we know. Well, I know why. Why do you think these films now? They always try to cast someone young to play an adult. Like I know the guy who plays Lex Luthor is a man, as a proper adult, but he looks like a kid.
Well, you
And
know
then,
why?
Yeah,
Right. Okay. And then right, when I was looking at the people that they were considered to play Bond, they look the same way. They don't look manly. They look like kids. So is this a trend now that's happening in Hollywood movies?
That's because you're an old bastard.
Well,
It's so they can sign them to a 15-year franchise. You know?
Yeah.
That's why.
Okay.
If you look young, you'll age, in theory, pretty well.
Mm.
And yeah, you can stay in a role for a long time that way.
I guess. Oh, okay.
Well, and the
Maybe
producers
that's
in
maybe-
Hollywood like them young. I'll leave it at
yeah,
that.
I think I
On
think
that
the
bombshell.
casting. Yeah, I think the casting directors and the HR people are casting who they want to look like. They want
Twink
to.
hero.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
but
much.
Lex Luthor though, you could cast someone that's like looks like he has a lot of knowledge behind him, looks intelligent. Like for instance, you can Cranston. You can cast Cranston as Lex Luthor. Do you know what I mean? Well, why did they choose to pick someone that was quite young or young looking? I don't
Well,
know. It's just
he
weird.
is a good actor, though. I've always liked Nicholas Hoult. So
Yeah, but is he right for the role? That's the question.
We'll see. In
yeah,
11 days.
we'll see.
Okay,
Mm.
11 days time.
He's hardly my biggest worry about the film.
Okay,
Yeah.
Matt Reeves has finished the script for the Batman 2.
Ah,
So this is the fifth one, right?
Don't buy it.
he's even got a little bat on the script. Look at that. It's cool.
Oh,
Oh,
look at that.
Because Gunn has already sent back like 4 manuscripts, so this isn't like it's the first one.
Gunn's not going to let him make this. Gunn's not. I just get the feeling that Gunn's not going to make. He's not going to give this a green light
Man,
at all.
James Gunn sucks. If Superman is bad and the Batman remains the only good DC property and they shelve the Batman 2, I'm going to boycott the rest of the DCU. I will not review the rest of the DCU.
I reckon DC's going to come up tops more so than Marvel. I reckon this year,
They're up.
or maybe
they're-
even next year.
It's there to be taken,
it
the
is.
market.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they're hitting it with the right stuff.
They're not. As I said, all these flags come up from the first trailer. I thought the second trailer would be better, but it wasn't. It was the same flags. And then the last trailer, I'm thinking, my heart keeps thinking even more. So I just fingers crossed. I hope it's enjoyable. That's all I can say. But anyway, we'll see.
Silence.
I think if Superman doesn't do well, it turns out not to be great, then this is going to be their fallback.
Batman too.
Yeah, and if Superman does really well, I think Gunn wants to have his own Batman
He
in
does.
the
Yeah.
universe and not this
He
one.
does.
So
Yeah. He
I
does.
think this is really going to depend on how well, and if it just does, middling or good to middling, that's actually going to be the worst situation for him because it won't be obvious where they should go next.
Yeah.
Like if Superman's good but not great, like he doesn't really have as much ground to reject Batman, which did very well. If it does great, he'll have all the juice that he needs to have his way. And if it does bad, they might, they give Matt Reeves the whole thing.
And on that bombshell,
At the end, they're going to regret the day that they didn't just make another movie with Cavill.
Yep.
Maybe. Is it Dune or is it Dune?
is
Dung.
it okay? Dune, or is it June? Messiah begins filming in 2 weeks.
Is it Shooty? No, it's
Not
Dune.
this week. Starring Twink Boy, Zendaya, Florence
Pug
Pugh,
Woman.
Anna Taylor-Joyless, Rebecca Ferguson, and the Batman.
I like Rebecca Ferguson. That's the only one I like out of that whole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and-
do like Rebecca Ferguson quite a bit.
And Jason Momoa's kid is going to play the son of Paul Atreides, which lends itself to some interesting speculation. So it'll be like, Paul, why does your son look like Duncan, Idaho?
That pug woman gets everywhere, doesn't she? Everywhere.
Not
Same
as
thing with
what?
Zendaya.
Not as much as
Also not a
Zendaya.
pug
Yeah.
woman.
Pug woman.
Who's
Florence
that?
Pugh. Florence
Florence
Pugh.
Pug. Yeah, Florence Pug.
You know, in
Yeah, she
defense
gets
of
everywhere.
in this defense of Florence Pugh, I will say that at least she's a pretty good actress. She may not be, again, drop dead gorgeous, but she is a pretty good actress.
That woman is gorgeous.
Really?
Oh, you fancy a bit of Pug?
I think Florence Pugh is, absolutely gorgeous.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I would at best say she's kind of cute, but like I
wouldn't
don't
go
know if
that
I would
far.
say gorgeous, but she is a good actress. I will
Beauty is
hands
in the
down
eye
give
of
her
the
that.
beholder.
And they are going to cram Children of Dune into this movie, so it's going to be Children of Dune.
Amelia
Children of Dune
Bedelia
Messiah.
wrenched Amelia. The Russian accent sucks Russian ass. This is nice.
Does
Okay.
Amelia have good Russian accent?
Okay.
Why does she-
Who's directing this
know?
movie then? Who's directing this one?
Denis Villeneuve.
Oh, I thought he was doing the Bond film. I thought he quit.
But no,
this
this
to
is
do
his
Bond.
last. This is his last one for. For Dune.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
This is released same week or same day as.
Doomsday.
Yeah.
He's gonna put us to sleep with this movie, and then he's gonna put us to sleep with his Bond movie.
He is. Yeah, it definitely is.
That's
He's
what
probably
he
going to
does.
cast a pug woman in there as well. So there you go.
Oh, by the time the establishment shots are finished up with Dune, it'll just run straight into Bond establishment shots.
June. Okay.
Dune.
All I remember is I was disappointed with the second one.
Disappointed with both of them.
No, I like the first one a lot. Anyway,
I like the second one a lot.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Denis, or it's Denis
Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve
No.
is going from June as in Dune to 007. The filmmaker has been tapped to direct the next #James Bond movie.
Did you see that conversation he had with the director of the last Bond film? I wanted to literally climb into the tube on my TV and slap them both. There's one stupid director talking about the other director that made the shittiest James Bond film ever. The script that didn't make any sense, and yet they're praising it. Just goes to show that we're in for a big, crappy James Bond version when he gets involved. I'm telling you now, it's not going to be pleasant, children. It ain't going to be pleasant.
If Amazon wanted Nolan, why didn't they get Nolan?
Because we wish it.
No. Somebody was saying that Amazon really did want to get Nolan for it.
But Nolan probably turned it down. The thing is, he's wrong for Bond, in my opinion.
Oh,
Sorry,
absolutely.
Nick.
But
Sorry, Nick.
the good news about this means he will not be doing Rendezvous with Rama. So we dodge a bullet there.
We wanted Nolan with Cavill, and we got Denis Villeneuve with
With a
probably
twink.
something really annoying. I don't know
They
who they're
are
going to
twink.
cast, but this is going to be
Manuel. Look on.
They're looking at like Tom Holland. That's the last guy in the world that I'd want
That's
as
what I'm saying.
Bond.
Oh,
Twink.
that's awful.
Twink.
Yeah.
A twink. Yeah.
I'm 00 Twink. I'm 00 Twink.
Zendaya's Money Penny. Hi, Manuel.
And do you know what, right? Seriously, though, I said this in another stream as well. The argument they're going to come out with is, oh, Henry's not a good actor, and I give you Roger Moore. Then they're going to say, he's too old, then I give you Roger Moore. Do you know what I mean? So fuck them. They know the right thing to do, but they're not going to give it to us.
'Cause
I'd be
we-
pretty surprised if they gave us Henry as Bond. If they did, maybe that's the right step.
I think he'd be good as Bond. I don't know, I could listen to arguments that perhaps he's not good in every role in the world, but I actually think for Bond, Henry Cavill would probably be good.
Yeah. Well, we got to see that because he played Napoleon Solo and Man from Uncle, and that's
And you
I'm
know what?
telling
He
you.
was good in that. He
Yeah,
was
he
actually
was.
good in that.
he was
telling you.
fantastic. The movie wasn't great, but he was
No.
really good.
That's $1 billion right there. If they cast Henry, $1 billion right there. These people are stupid because, again, this is only a side hustle for Amazon. You know, it's not like Broccoli and it's their family depends on the money and all that stuff. This is Amazon is like, yeah, okay, we'll make a Bond film.
Well, maybe
that's
when
what they are.
maybe
Yeah,
when, go on.
Henry Cavill is 3 years younger than when Roger Moore first played Bond.
Exactly. So don't bring me that argument. People
Okay,
always
well,
bring me that
when-
argument. It's crazy.
When Bezos gets divorced and he has to do a hefty settlement, we might get the Bond we need. But,
we need,
okay.
yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Sidestep.
I get the
Okay.
dog and the wine. You can have Bond.
Villeneuve on the James Bond gig. Some of my earliest movie-going memories are connected to 007. I grew up watching James Bond with my father ever since Dr. No with Sean Connery. I'm a diehard Bond
No, you're
fan.
not. No, you're not. Shut up.
This-
You're just
This
saying that.
man. Sorry, go on.
No, you carry on.
I was going to say that this man eats too many baguettes.
With onion butter. Okay.
To me, he's what? He's sacred territory. Oh, fuck off, mate. Fuck off. Do you know what I mean? Seriously. Why isn't an English guy directing this? Why haven't they
Why,
gone to
why are
Steven
you not
Spielberg?
directing this, Ian?
Why am I not directing it? Yeah.
Bastards.
Yeah, exactly. Look, the first person you go to is Spielberg because he always wanted to direct a James Bond film.
And he's
That's the
finished his
first
film
person.
as well.
And you get John Williams. That's $1 billion easy. Henry, Stephen, John. Billion. In fact, 5 billion coming right at your doorstep. But this is just I'm telling you, that would clear the banks. I'm telling you right now. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
Why?
Because they have to include DEI, woke stuff, all this crap, turning Bond into a girl's brand. That's what they're going to do. And it's going to be fucked.
Who's
It's gonna be
this? At Atom_Grey Wrenched. Who's that? Yelling at clouds.
God, it's warm here, isn't it? Oof.
I'm fucking melting.
My...
Reported details on upcoming James Bond film. Denis Villeneuve won't have the final cut.
That's probably a good thing.
He signed on for one project, could change if successful. Studio is searching for a writer. James Bond will be cast after the script is finished.
They don't have to wait for the script to be finished, for God's sakes, to cast James Bond.
Why don't they just get the usual people?
Exactly.
Is
yeah.
it Purvis? Purvis?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that-
There's him and his partner, isn't it? And
Yeah,
then,
yeah. Why do they?
Well, they're associated with the Broccoli's, aren't they? So they're probably looking for someone of a distinctive color, maybe, to write the script, who has no experience whatsoever
Could
to write the
be.
scripts. Yeah, exactly.
Could be.
Yeah. So there you go.
Could be a Rick and Morty writer.
I think they want this to be the first James Bond written by a woman.
Oh,
By a
no.
woman who writes for Rick and Morty.
Oh,
Yes.
not Waller Bridge.
By a woman of color that writes for Rick and Morty.
James Bond is Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
But let's
they got-
face it. Let's face it, though. When Broccoli had it in the last outing of James Bond, they literally fucked it. So
Oh,
it was
proper-
dead. It
yeah,
was dead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
proper dry bummed it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was dead before it even got to Amazon. So
It made money, though. That's the only thing that we have difficulty here. I know that this franchise has gone down the toilet, but between the anniversary and Skyfall, and somehow they managed to get people to go see these movies, even though only Casino Royale was worth something. All the other Craig movies were varying degrees of shit.
Okay. Sidestep.
it's like everything. Is that
Hey.
Superman?
This is the Lanterns guy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I'd to be next James Bond.
He has just enough twink in him that it could work.
Nah, James Bond is a white dude. James Bond's a white dude. He's not black dude.
No,
Not
he'd
at
be
Amazon.
horrible.
It's not.
If
If
they
they
do
cast-
this, they're really stupid.
Yeah, if they cast this guy as James Bond, it's dead on arrival.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I thought Amazon had learned some lessons, but then I just found out about Blade Runner 2099 and where it's going to be a,
It's all women.
women-led,
Yeah, it's all women.
trans ideological focus.
Oh, I'm in.
And
Okay.
they just wrapped up filming in December, so they haven't learned anything.
At Female Silver Usurper, Ian isn't white anymore, Mega Geek. Tell me about it.
Well, it doesn't matter. The character is white. James Bond, his family was Scottish. He's a white dude, and if they do this, it'll be dead. It'll be truly dead if they do this.
Okay, we've got a super chat, folks. Flav Wrench Raw Sport. Tempoons. Well, here's the thing. Denny likes epic stories. He loves gear porn. He loves outrageous, fantastical stories. I think he can do it.
Well, I thought the very first film he came out with, the one with the alien and the bloody big egg, was rubbish. I didn't like Dune. I didn't like the
Sicario
second
was all right.
one. Sicario was good, yeah. But that's well, as far as I can tell, that's the only good one he's done. But we'll see anyway. He might be good. Who knows?
It'll be a silent picture.
Yeah.
Cheers, Flav. Okay, let's.
Oh yeah, he fucked it up, didn't he? When he went.
Matthew Good. Who's this geezer then? Told James Bond producers to make 007 an alcoholic, a drug addict. He hates himself. He hates women. He was then dropped from Casino Royale editions.
Mm.
He hates a lot of people. He's in deep pain. He's brilliant at killing people. That sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's the guy. Like, he's in Department Q. This fella. He's better looking than Craig, though, as far as I can tell.
Oh, did he audition to be Bond then?
Yes, he did. Well, he didn't. He didn't even get close. But he was. I don't know the story behind it. I know he told it, but was it that he was going to audition and they decided not to audition him because of the things he said? I don't know.
Didn't Cavill audition?
Yes, he
for
did.
that as well?
He did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Okay, let's move on from James Bond because it's just.
You know where Cavill blew his audition for
Where?
Bond? If you ever watch it, he has hair that he should have probably cut the back of his hair because it's a bit of a mullet for some reason.
Oh, it was a bit foppish, wasn't it?
Right. He should have looked the part. He should have come wearing a tuxedo.
He's too young, though.
Right, but the thing is that he was too young, but he came also dressed young. If he would have come into that audition with his hair all done with a stylish thing and coming in with like a tuxedo and starting to do his audition, maybe he would have had a chance.
No, I tell you right. I know someone. I've said this before. I know someone that works for Eon, and I remember when they were looking for James Bond before they cast Craig. Henry Cavill's name was banded around, and they really liked him. But it was Barbara Broccoli that wanted to go for this fella here with the big ears.
Because
Really wanted to go for him because she fancied him. That was the rumor going around. Also, right.
Imagine fancying him over Henry Cavill. That's like the
Well,
only woman in the
he was
history
young,
of
though.
women that fancied Daniel Craig over Henry Cavill.
I think Daniel Craig was very young, and that's the reason why I didn't go for him. It's not like he was bad. He was bad. His audition was good, but he was too young. And the only person that came close, that everybody loved, apart from Broccoli, was Sam Neill. When Sam Neill did his audition for James Bond, everybody said, "That's the man. That's the man." But Broccoli went no, and then he went for Timothy Dalton. So there you go. Close. They came close, but no cigar.
Okay, I don't know what's next. A new poster for Noah Hawley's #Alien Earth premiering August 12th.
Are we ever going to get a leading white male in a TV show or a film?
Don't know.
That's a really good question.
No.
Because this one's got a robot woman who looks like she belongs to the LGB community, isn't it? This one.
God.
It does. It does. Yeah, I'm not joking here.
I think the tagline should be, "In space, no one can hear you destroy lore."
I mean, I saw the picture of this
Canon,
woman.
whatever.
Is she meant to be a robot or something? Guys, is she meant to be a robot in this?
Think so,
They
yeah.
are hybrids. That's
That's it,
what
okay.
it is. They are humans who have had their minds downloaded into androids.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah, that's at least that's what's shown to us in the
Is it a
teaser.
trans allegory?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm not even going to go there.
Maybe not. Fuck.
Yep.
It's just depressing, this.
You
I
can
hope
make,
it's good.
there's
sorry.
no way to make this work with the original Alien films, but they'll jam them in between the more recent pieces of crap.
Well,
Uh,
they might make it work.
I hope it works.
It's my assumption from what we see in the trailers that they're in an isolated area of the world.
Norway.
It's an isolated place just where these hybrids live. Like they're not accepted in the rest of the world or whatever. And it's my assumption that place gets completely annihilated at the end of whatever happens in this show.
Oh, they're in Los Angeles?
Yes,
No,
and
are
Los
they?
Angeles gets vaporized.
Shall we just go home?
Let's just move on, shall we?
They're gonna go
nobody
hard
wants
with
to
the
do that.
body horror on this show. I'm not sure.
You
how well
reckon?
it's gonna-
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you look at the trailer, one of the aliens that they bring back to Earth is a parasite that crawls into your eye socket and replaces your eyeball.
Damn.
And yeah, it's in the trailer. You can see it. Crawls in and tears out your eye, replaces your eyeball, and then takes over your brain.
So, is this got any connection with what the movies are doing, or is this completely divorced of them?
I think it's a totally separate thing.
Oh, okay.
Is the original Alien life cycle not good enough for these people? I just don't understand.
Well, there's gonna be multiple different aliens. It's not all gonna be just xenomorphs. It's not gonna be just
Okay.
there's multiple different aliens that they've brought back.
Is this
To-
set
to
before
Earth on
Alien?
this ship.
like from El Salvador and Venezuela and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Illegal aliens.
Yes.
Well, that was a joke at Alien.
They get off the
yeah.
boat and
They get off the boats at Dover or Folkestone, 50 quid a week,
Yeah, free iPhone.
accommodation, free
Yeah.
iPhone, clothing allowance, driving lessons, flying
the-
lessons, trips to Anfield. What else do they get? Oh yeah, £1,000 Deliveroo jobs.
Live in a
These
That's
castle.
free.
And I guarantee you the story, like all the others, will require for the setup some person or group of people to do something incredibly stupid and out of character.
Wouldn't it
Well-
have been nice to have been, say, if YouTube was around 20 years ago and we were doing this 20 years ago, we would be on doing this. We would just be praising everything that we're watching, wouldn't we?
Like in the 80s or 90s?
No, because like the equivalent of this was
Well,
going
most
down the
things.
pub, with your friends drinking and
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
Same
if we
stuff.
if we were doing this 20 years ago on YouTube, it would be just excellent program after excellent program. Yeah, there's just nothing.
Yeah, there would be a big argument that Predator 2 was actually a pretty good movie. And then there'd be the guy that says it wasn't. And then I would say, well, it actually wasn't that bad. And
or arguing about Star Trek.
now we're arguing about Downs Cat and oxygen in space.
Ugh.
And a pug woman, of course.
Oh, and I do want to point out to Steve Costaboom, I know it's Down syndrome, but when you're using it as an adjective, it's like Downs Cat. So,
Here he comes, Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Michael Bay is returning to direct a Transformers movie at Paramount, and he wants to do it apparently.
Apparently, one of the Transformers has makeup on his face and is part of the LGBTQ
Oh, fuck.
community.
Well, they are called
I look forward to
trans-
that.
They
Exactly.
are
Looking forward to
Transformers. So
Is this a Transformer algorithm?
it. It might be. It might be.
no, it's a
Do you
liturgy. It's
Do you
something
think he brings
allegorical
back
about it.
tits and ass? Do you think that makes a return?
I hope so. As long
At
as he
this
doesn't put
stage,
pug woman in there, we're fine.
at this stage, I'll take tits and ass.
I think he's going to, and that would be great. What a throwback! How American!
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Let's fucking go.
If we've got somebody bending, some lovely lady bending over the hood of a car, I'm in.
And explosions,
I'm
and the
in.
movie's 3.5 hours long.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Spend
take
your
it.
money.
I'll
Go
take
support
it.
Michael Bay. Get him over
Well,
the billion.
Well, I
Well,
have that
listen.
shot when they go round the heroes, when the
Yes.
camera's low and they go round the heroes. We'll have that one.
It's been 20 years and thousands of movies, and we're still talking about that shot with Megan Fox, showing her
over
at
the
like,
hood.
damn, he did
He
good.
knows how to shoot
Yeah.
women.
Okay.
That's
Cynic, was
Good
the first Transformers movie a really good movie?
No, but it was. I
Oh.
liked it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It
yeah.
was
First one was
fun.
pretty enjoyable.
Listen, I'll
pretty
tell you what
groundbreaking.
happened. I'll tell you what I think happened here. They tried giving the movie to somebody else to make Rise of the Beasts. Rise of the Beasts was a complete agenda peddling, propaganda fueled movie, which I think probably didn't help its ticket sales. I'm not saying that Michael Bay at this point can do something different, but the reason probably why they're giving him another crack at it is that they're just looking at the numbers and saying, well, he's Michael Bay and his movies are kind of forgettable, but at the same time, somehow they've made money until now, so maybe we let him make another one.
Okay, is this correct then, Emperor Goodwin Wrenched? There are no good Transformers movie, but there are enjoyable ones.
Is it
Certainly.
true that they
That's-
decided to make the Transformers movies because of that advert? Do you remember that advert? Before they had this advert where this car changed into a transformer and it was dancing, and it was because of that they realized that they can do the technology for this film.
Could be. I didn't hear
Yeah.
anything
Yes,
specific about
you're
it. but,
correct.
Am I correct?
Was it a Japanese motor car?
Yeah,
advert?
something. Yeah, because I remember seeing that. I was thinking, "Wow, that's amazing." I remember there was
Yep.
an ad on TV.
Yep.
So I think it was because of that they decided to go with, try this. So interesting. I do
guess-
like Michael Bay, though. I think he's quite talented. Tell you the truth, I know people
I think
disagree.
he's terrible, but I need.
No,
it.
he's good. If you look at The Rock, he's brilliant. The film, The Rock was great.
Yeah, I do like The Rock.
Yeah.
What's the other one? 13 Hours. That's a great movie.
13 hours in to
That's a
Benghazi.
fantastic.
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah,
fantastic-
Bad Boys 1.
Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only problem with Michael Bay is that he's lazy. He uses like 16 cameras on one shot, which is stupid. But then again, that's the way he directs. But I think when you see some of his shots and stuff, and the way he directs actors, I think he's all right. I think he's an all right director.
I think he used to be a better director, and what happened is that instead of just kind of doing his weird stuff that he does that people enjoy, like with all the angles and the cameras, where he was kind of doing his own thing, he got swept up in it. And I'm not saying that he was ever like the best filmmaker, but even minimum story and minimum things that need to happen in a movie now don't happen in his movies. And I think that he's just caught up in visuals and on all these other stupid ideas.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
one more thing though. He knows how to cast a movie.
That's true.
Wow.
He is
Women.
really good. I just don't
Hot
put Megan
women.
Fox in this one. Have you seen her lately?
Oh
he
yeah.
has
no.
Looks like
his
a-
own style, so
like
I
a-
think
does,
it's
yeah.
recognizable.
Yeah, he
Like-
does.
like-
That's what I'm saying. Sorry, go
That's
ahead.
huge.
No, she looks like a Beijing opera character that's melted. It's terrifying.
He created the phonetic direction. He was responsible for that. I think he was like one of the very first people to create that phonetic way of looking at a movie. So if you look at Bad Boys 2, that chase in the car at the ending, there's so many cuts and there's so many shots of the cars moving and stuff like that. And within like 5 seconds, you got 7 shots or 8 shots. So he was one of the first to do, very kind of visual shape of a movie. So I take my hat off for that.
Yeah,
so that's
I
why I
don't-
don't think he's too bad, to tell you the truth.
I don't think other directors are successful at copying that though. It's hard to
Yeah.
do for it to come out and read across the screen properly.
Yeah, it's true.
Other people that do those ultra fast jump cuts, it's just sort of dizzying. But you're right, he's really good at making that frenetic pacing work.
By now, Rad Wrenched, Mr. Broom, Michael Bay will get cancelled if he casts hot straight actress.
He's gonna cast Riri. What's her name in this film?
and Bella Ramsey and Cynthia Erivo.
If he makes this movie the way he wants to make it, it's going to make more money than anything Marvel put out.
Absolutely.
All of the films Marvel put out this year.
Yeah.
If he makes it with, muscular men and attractive women, he makes it with a minimum story, but one that makes sense and it's fun to watch. It's going to make money hand over fist because no one else can seem to make that happen in the theaters anymore.
Yeah, he has a good eye as well. I'll never forget that sequence in The Rock where Nicolas Cage is on his knees with the two smoke things in his hands, trying to make the plane not to bomb the. Do you remember that scene? In slow motion where he falls on his knees and he's like, "It's a really nice shot." Do you know what I mean? He's good at the shots and stuff. So.
Yeah, he's holding up the flare and he's.
That's it, the flares. Yeah.
Okay. We've got a super chat which I missed. I do apologise. Mega Spider-Man wrenched €5. Thank you, my friend. Man, I wish Mega Geek wasn't so reserved in this one, R2. Do you think the Star Wars opening crawls were an effective storytelling technique?
Well, I think it could have done without. Honestly, I do think if the film were made well, and it could have been done without that exposition could have been done in the film. But there's a reason that those opening crawls were there.
Right.
It's because he was making that in the style of the 1940s serials. So that was the thing, like Flash Gordon, exactly. So there's a reason that those were there. It was a stylistic choice. But I think if you tell the story well, you could have done without the opening crawls. There could have been effective dialogue that could have delivered all of that we could have learned in the first 20 minutes of the movie.
But it's iconic now.
It's
very iconic. So it was a good choice.
Okay. Thank you, my friend. Okay, shall we? So we're in favour of Bay returning, yes?
Yeah, I think he'll do a good job.
And at this stage, I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll certainly give him a chance, man. What else we have looking forward to?
Good is a strong word. I would say that they'll be like barely serviceable, but maybe non-offensive. I don't know if any of you watched Rise of the Beasts. That was like, did anybody see that one here?
Didn't watch it. Not interested.
No.
Basically, the movie starts off where there's a guy who's like a Latino in the kitchen, and he's preparing for an interview, and his mother tells him, "Listen, in the interview, you have to laugh because white people like it when you try to laugh at their jokes." And then he arrives at the interview, and the man that was supposed to interview him cancels his interview and doesn't tell him that he's canceled it, and all this other weird stuff in the middle. Like, he's on the street, some guy like tells him that communism is great. I'm not making any of this up. The craziest things you could see, and this is all like in the first 5 minutes. When I was in the theater watching it, I couldn't believe that this was actually a movie. And if they can give it to Michael Bay and he doesn't do that, at least it'll just be a dumb Transformers movie without all that crap.
That sounds a lot like Ironheart.
It was arguably worse than Ironheart. And the funny thing is that Anthony Ramos actor, who's actually a good actor, he played the lead guy. The guy that plays the Hood in Ironheart played the lead in Rise of the Beasts. In Transformers Rise of the Beast, the lead character was the guy that plays the Hood in Ironheart.
Did Spielberg have something to do with Transformers?
Producer.
Was he producer or something? Exec producer? Or
He's
something
an
like
executive producer on the entire franchise, I think. I think that at this point, even if they made a movie and he did nothing, he'd still collect a check and he'd get the title.
Okay.
That's great. Oh.
Who saw this? First look at Duncan Jones' adaptation of Rogue Trooper. The film will be fully animated in Unreal Engine 5, starring Haley Atwell, Bernard, Jack Lawden, Jermaine Clements, Matt Berry, Sean Bean.
This is a 2000 AD comic strip, isn't it? Based on 2000 AD comic strip. But the thing is, though, them doing it in Real Engine, it might look a bit like a computer game. I'm hoping not.
I do like Duncan Jones. I mean, when I think of Source Code, that was a movie that I liked, and he directed
like that one.
it. I'm trying to think if he did even anything else that I've seen, but I did like Source Code.
Moon.
I didn't see Moon. Is it good?
No,
It's
it's
all right.
not.
What?
No, it's terrible. It's rubbish.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was rubbish, personally. But there you go.
Rubbish.
I like Moon. I like that film.
Profit's rubbish.
No, it's my opinion. No, people could like it if they want. I thought it was rubbish personally.
There
I
you go.
thought it was rubbish.
Okay. So are we bothered about Rogue Trooper? We're not.
I hope
Needs to
it's
be live
good.
action.
Yeah, I hope it's good. We'll see.
This is connected to Dread. It's the same universe.
Yeah, it's the same universe. But
Why can't we
Duncan
just need a Dread movie? Come on.
Jones' last movie was quite good. Not last movie. The movie with where he's on the train and keeps repeating. What was that one called again?
That's source code.
Source Code. Yeah, I liked Source Code. I thought Source Code was great.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
I'm willing to sit through a lot of uncanny valley and visual
Hi, Bob.
weirdness for a good story.
Mm.
Okay.
The
In
what?
2 hours. Fuck it. Let's move on.
What's this?
Tawa titi titi wawa
no.
titi. No, it's good news.
No, it's
good
good.
news.
It's
Thank-
good.
Live action hashtag Akira film is no longer happening. Warner
Good.
Brothers, after 20 years of holding, has lost the rights.
Good.
This is incredibly good news. This is an absolutely iconic piece of Japanese animation.
It is, yeah.
If you've never seen Akira, it is incredible. Visually, the style is just unbelievable. And the film is really good. They do a pretty good job of actually taking what was a very lengthy manga and turning it into a film. I love this movie. I was furious that they were going to let Taika Waititi F with
Titty.
this story. This is such an iconic piece of animation. So good.
That
And
bike's
I'm
amazing.
so very glad that this will not happen.
That bike's
This
amazing.
is great
though.
news. Oh yeah, the bike. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was also pretty groundbreaking when it came out.
Yes.
Okay.
We'd never seen visuals
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
I had this on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K.
Okay,
I have this like 6 times, I think.
Courtesy of YouTube, one of my
Titty.
regulars, I have no idea who this is. Wrenched. Good. Titty is a clown.
He is. He started off well until he got into Marvel, and then he became a stupid idiot. Shall we move along?
Yeah, I think we should, yes.
Bing.
The Simpsons reveal how Marge Simpson will die in season 36 finale. At least until... I don't know what this is about. What is this then? Has she
Don't
died
know.
yet? Or is it this season?
No, she's going to die at the end of this season, apparently.
Why?
Don't know. So they can...
Because they're
Yeah,
running out
it
of
was-
shit to do.
Exactly.
Or maybe the actress has just already been doing this role for 70 years and she's just like, you know what, I'm retiring. Either that or they're out of shit to do. One or the other.
I don't get this. Also, they've pulled this kind of crap before.
Yes.
There was a
Mr. Burns, right?
huge thing that they were doing. It was like 10 years ago, where the Marge and Homer were going to be divorced in the season finale, and they were for like 10 minutes.
There was the
they
Mr.
would-
Burns thing, wasn't it? Who shot Mr. Burns?
Well, that was that's classic though. Yeah.
Mm.
But no, there's this pull your chain crap that they've done before, where they're like, "Oh, there's going to be this huge change to The Simpsons," and it lasts for 5 minutes. They're out of ideas. It's sad.
Yeah.
I absolutely love The Simpsons. I even enjoyed it into some of the later seasons that a lot of people don't care so much for. But it's run its course, and it's time for
It
The
ran its
Simpsons
course.
to be retired.
It ran its course 30 years ago.
But
Right.
That's the problem.
man.
If they stop making it, then I think is it 20th Century Fox that owns it or something. They
Disney
get to
own
own
it, effectively.
they get to own it outright. But the guy who created it doesn't want that, so he's literally just nodding to people to keep making more.
Homer,
what I
you
mean?
said I wouldn't die.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's why they keep making them. He
Yeah,
doesn't want them
I
to
think
own it
I think
outright.
they are coming up at the point though where some of the leads are potentially not going to be around for very many more years.
Christ.
they're getting fairly old. Some
But-
of them having a difficulty actually, doing their performances now. And
Yeah, but there's
including
loads
the
of people that
actress.
can take. There's loads of people that can take over. I mean, the guy originally did Homer's voice. He died, didn't he?
No, still Dan
No, still
Castellaneta.
going.
Oh, one
Yeah,
of
it's
them
been Dan-
died, right? One of them died, and they
There
replaced.
have been a couple
Which
of them
one
that
it was?
have.
Yeah.
There's a couple of actors that have died,
Yeah.
but not lead, none of the main characters.
I mean, the guy did Kermit's voice.
Troy
died,
McClure
and then,
died.
and then his
I'm
son took
Troy
over.
McClure.
So there you
Yeah.
go.
Oh,
So,
the new Kermit is awful. The one they're using at Disney, it doesn't even sound like
all
him at
right.
all.
there you
Okay.
go.
They should
They
have
can do that.
stopped at season
Yeah.
10, but okay, let's move on then.
I just want to shout out the Simpsons Stargate crossover was one of the best things ever.
This poster made me smile.
New poster for I saw the new trailer in the theater today.
Yeah.
New poster for the Naked Gun reboot starring Liam Neeson.
What's interesting is that when I saw the trailer on YouTube, I laughed, and then when I was in the cinema and they played it in the cinema, no one laughed. So it's interesting. I don't know how this film is going to be received. We'll see.
It could go either way. This at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I liked
I
it
like-
where he's doing the electric car. And he,
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
was so funny.
yeah.
I think it could go okay. This.
I hope so. The thing is, though, they should have got the original people to do it, because
The dead.
the joke would have been no, they're still
Nope.
alive.
Okay.
Who?
Cynic, you know about movies. Come on, is this going to be good or bad? Come on, what do you think?
I think this might be bad.
But in a good way, yes.
I never liked the Naked Gun movies, so it's not really for me.
Oh,
so I don't
no.
know. I'm biased.
The first Naked Gun movie is one of the best comedies ever made, I think.
That's great. Yeah.
I think
I liked all three of them.
Liam's got the comic chops. He can do comedy. I'm just not sure. It feels like it's missing some of the vibe.
It's so difficult to replace Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen was so perfect in this role. So perfect that even today, if I put on the Naked Gun 1, I still laugh.
But is it the Zucker brothers that created it, right? And they didn't even tell them that they were going to do a new one. They just didn't tell them at all. And
Yeah,
yeah. So that's a bit of a shame, really.
Yeah, the original director was
Out the loop.
The Abrams Zucker team,
Yeah.
right, and
But-
David Zucker has been openly saying, he's not happy with them remaking this, and he was completely left out of the process.
Yes.
At Atom_Gray wrenched. This is going to be shite, kids.
Well,
Hmm.
we'll
This-
see.
This kind of absurdist slapstick humor is not as easy to pull off as it looks.
No,
I mean-
because when Zucker was talking about it, because I saw this interview with him, if you look very carefully, his humor is quite intelligent. There's always things behind the humor of the last three Naked Gun films. So I thought all three of them were really funny. So that's what I'm saying. He's saying that all they're doing is slapstick in this one. They're not thinking about the humor. So I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, no, how many-
Slapstick isn't funny.
How many fingers does he have on that freaking gun?
That's what it says. No AI
the
was
joke.
used.
Yeah.
There's the joke.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know,
silence.
It might be good. Who knows? I hear what Cynic's saying though, but
I'm
if you don't
definitely
like that
more.
kind of humor, then you don't like that kind of humor.
Amelia, potty humor's funny. I like potty humor. Good
There's some slapstick stuff I like, but I definitely more lean toward the Monty Python dry British kind of humor. But like I said, it's not. People think it's easy to do, and it's difficult to pull off. You have to walk a razor's edge between deadpan and silly, and I just don't know if the talent's out there anymore.
Well, yeah, you may be right.
Well, and Hollywood is surprisingly humorless now because they can't tell jokes because they're
Okay.
offensive.
I have no idea.
That's
who this
racist.
is. Wrenched. Cynic is too young. He is, yes.
Maybe. I don't know. I grew up on, like Dumb and Dumber. That's what I grew up on.
Yeah, that's the kind of silly humor that Naked Gun that kind of era, isn't it? So yeah,
So
it
you know, I
depends, doesn't
suppose
it?
you can do it right. Like some
When
of
the-
that
you
was
can.
slapstick and ridiculous.
When the first Airplane came out, everyone I know was raving about it, and I just thought, it's okay. It wasn't crazy, but I did like Scary Movie. I thought that was funny.
Do you know what?
Nice.
Right, there's a bit in Aeroplane that made me cry,
Hello,
and I
Alex.
kid you not, I was literally crying with laughter. It's the bit where the guy says to the woman, "Take a hold of yourself," and then he kind of shakes her, and then
Slaps
slaps
her,
her.
yeah.
It's not cute. In the cinema, I kid you not, I was crying. Tears was coming down my face with laughter. I almost fell on the ground. I was laughing so hard. That's how good that, in my opinion, that's how good Aeroplane was. It was a terrific
Well,
movie.
You've got to get the secret of comedy correct, and you know what that is.
Yeah.
You know what that is, don't you?
Timing.
Timing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on then.
Ah, yes. I'm waiting for this one.
Steven Spielberg's new UFO movie has wrapped filming. Cast includes Emily Blunt, Wyatt Russell, Coleman Domingo, Colin Firth, Eve Hewson, Josh O'Connor in theaters June 12.
You see what this
2026.
is? This was the film that he was going to make before it got shaped into Close Encounters. It was kind of like a horror film. So
What?
I'm assuming, yeah. So basically, before he had an idea for a UFO film, and his first idea was people getting terrorized by aliens. But then it got shaped into
Illegal
Close
aliens,
Encounters,
like
yeah,
the UK.
exactly. And then it got shaped into Close Encounters. So I think he's gone back, and now he's doing this, the first idea that he had. So I can't wait for it because I rate Spielberg, and he's gone back to the genre now that he's
Good
really
at.
good at. So we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see if he still has it.
he still has it. He
hard to
still has
tell.
it. No, it's not. The worst film he ever made was that West Side Story shit. But if you look at the direction in that, it's flawless. So he knows how to direct. It's just subject matters recently he's picked isn't very good. But this is back in his genre, so I've got big hopes for this film. You know,
Do you know who wrote the movie?
I don't know.
David
Will it
Cope.
Waller Bridge? Is it Waller Bridge?
Well, I hope so.
David Cope, I think.
Who's David Cope? What's he written before?
A lot of his movies. The Jurassic. I think he wrote Jurassic.
Oh, okay.
Well, Lost World. I know he wrote that one.
Is
Right,
it Cope
okay.
with a K?
I think it's Cap actually. David Cap.
Well,
I've
you know
heard him
who I
pronounce
meant.
his name. Yeah. I gotcha.
Listen,
By
right,
the
I
way,
don't-
this
Yeah.
this story is how we got to talking about lore, but I'm not going to bore everybody because it's just too much to get into. But it was a funny story.
I look, I rate Steven Spielberg and I'm a huge fan of him, and you know, I would never attempted to do what I do if it wasn't for him. But seriously though, I don't think he's ever lost it. I think as you grow up, you get more, you see life differently, and that's how he went on to those films, making different films rather than sticking in genre. But now he's gone back to this. I've got high hopes. I'm hoping it's going to be great. You know,
I hope.
Once you get older, you're kind of an old fart.
Yeah, that's.
well, once you got
I
talent,
say
it
that
doesn't
from
go away.
experience. From experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm still
Let's-
waiting for the movie Get Off My Lawn by Steven.
Yeah.
Let's see what's next.
That's Gran Torino.
Oh,
Who saw
you're right.
this? Karate
happened?
Kid and Cobra Kai star Martin Cove was kicked out of a fan convention after allegedly biting co-star Alicia Hannah Kim during a VIP meet and greet. According to the report, Hannah Kim told an officer that after tapping Cove on the shoulder to say hello, he suddenly grabbed her arm and bit her so hard he nearly drew blood. There was a video as well.
Did you
And she
see
was
it?
just losing her shit at him, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing, an hour later, he was hungry again.
Why did he do that
Yes.
though?
I
Why
have
did
a
he do
theory.
that?
I have
He
a
said
theory.
He just got excited. Very
No, I have a
playful, blah,
theory
blah,
that nobody's talking about. This is my opinion. This man has some level of dementia or Alzheimer's or something, because this is strange behavior, and it's one that would fall into line with
blah.
that.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, there's another sort of theory is that they were actually close on set and they would joke around a lot. But this was at a different event, and her husband was there, and she had to maybe object a little more publicly.
Oh, okay.
Because if you see her arm, there's no bite marks on there. It doesn't really look like. I've been bitten before. Like, if you bite enough to draw blood, you will see marks. And the video clearly shows her arm. And why is that? Oh, I was like wondering, wasn't that funny? I guess he just wanted some Korean food that day.
There is a video circulating, folks.
But do you see him bite her though?
No, it was the aftermath of
Oh,
him.
right.
She was fucking having a right go at him.
And he was pretty cogent and cognizant afterwards. Like, that's the thing. If you listen to both of them in the story that they tell, one of them makes more sense than the other.
Obviously in front of cameras, but
yeah, obviously don't go around biting people though. That's just
it's
messed up. Yeah.
No. Okay. Let's move on.
Oh, God.
New poster, Fantastic Four First Steps has been released. Theaters, July 25th.
God damn, you cannot make Mr. Fantastic look cool.
Yeah, it's true.
Not with that pedo stash, anyway.
Yeah. The molestache, if you will.
Oh, nice. I haven't heard that.
The thing's going to be bigger than that.
Didn't the thing have a rock beard?
Yeah, apparently.
In one of the shots,
in the
yeah.
film,
Yeah. How does he shave that? Does he use like a little jackhammer?
Just punches himself until it falls off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This looks like shit.
Yeah. Oh, and have you seen the Hot Topic clothing?
What's that?
No, they have a clothing line.
Do they?
For the Fantastic Four First Steps at Hot Topic here in the U.S. Oh, it's atrocious.
Well, doesn't that tell you the demographic they're going for then?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
And
I mean, she's too old to play Sue Storm. Sue Storm was in the comics. She wasn't in her 40s, was she, in the comics? So, oh, God, I don't know. This looks rubbish.
This movie is just made on sorry, I'll say again. This movie is made on sheer fucking hubris, isn't it?
If you went back 20 years, you'd never have a dog in Superman. You never had Herbie in Fantastic Four. Why are they doing this?
Because the kids love the dog, and the kids are going to want to see Herbie.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
And
yeah, I mean, look at the font they used. It's very childish.
Yeah,
it's called First Steps. Like it's being marketed so that they can get a new generation of kids. I think
Yeah, my baby's first Fantastic Four. That's sort of.
Sigh.
Listen, I've had kids. First steps is a phrase you hear a lot when you're shopping for kid stuff. It really does have
her
a
having a
connotation.
baby, isn't it? That's what it's all
It
about.
is, yeah, it's about woman boss thing in this film.
Well, I don't know why they are having her pregnant already. Then that's very, that's not what progressive people.
Yeah, you figured the left, she would have. Well.
No, please move on. What is this shit?
The Fantastic Four fingers.
Do you think he ever gives her his real dick size?
Does he even have one?
Okay. Pedro Pascal on Fantastic Four casting backlash. I'm more aware of disgruntlement around my casting than anything I've ever done. He's too old. He's not right. He needs to shave. Pascal's Marvel co-star Vanessa Kirby praises his immense vulnerability.
Rubbish.
Blah, 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 fucking blah.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, we don't want to see that, though. The audience doesn't want to see a sensitive, crying Reed Richards cuck.
Weed.
See, that tells you everything.
That, just watching Pedro.
If this is true, this tells you everything about the film.
Which is?
which is going to be woke as fucking hell,
Yeah.
isn't it? Everybody knows it.
Yep.
You got it coming, people. It's like, light the beacons. But I like the Fantastic Four fingers. I think that actually has a good ring to it.
Okay. Who saw this?
God, this dude's such a bitch.
Pedro Pascal on J.K. Rowling. Bullies make me fucking sick. I'll just leave. I can't bother to read that. I'll just leave it up for a minute.
Yeah.
She's not a bully. Is she a bully?
No,
No.
not even close.
Pedro's a twat, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Listen,
Or if you're in America, a twat.
listen, all the things they say they stand for, women's rights and protection and Me Too, she went through it for real. She is an actual real survivor, and yet they vilify her and minimize the experiences that she went through before she became famous. It's the most hypocritical bullshit I've ever seen.
Well, he says all this stuff, but he won't say it to her face, would he? Do you know what I mean? He could say it all in X.
And he's really the chat said it right. He is the bully.
He could only say it to her face if she lets him hold her hand because he has anxiety.
Yeah.
She'd slap him one, wouldn't she? Slap him silly. She would.
Oh, do you have the other part of the sort of? There's another part of this exchange.
Oh, is there?
Where he goes, I shut her down. I shut the trans people down. And J.K. Rowling tweeted something like, I don't feel shut down. What happened? Like,
Yeah.
he sort of claimed victory, and then everybody's like, what victory?
Can we move on? I don't want to see this guy's face. He's got a punchable face.
Okay.
I don't want
you know, if he honestly
sorry.
No, if he honestly thought and figured that he wasn't helping and people said, dude, you're not helping, you think he would shut up? No, he wouldn't. Because it's all about him getting out there.
Oh, this woman.
Yeah, who saw this? J.K. Rowling hails BBC newsreader Martine Krotzel after she overrules autocue pregnant people lying to say women.
That's because they are women. That's
they tried to suspend her and she sued them and they put her right back on the air.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't understand. The BBC is woke as hell. I know how it happened. Seriously. And they can't see what they're doing.
No,
Bloody idiots.
No, they are. They tried to fire her, or suspend her, or get her off. But you know that Supreme Court ruling in the UK recently.
Yes.
She went right on legally, took action against them, and they caved. So good for
They're all at Glastonbury at the moment, though, aren't they?
The only problem is that even though they caved, she's gone back to workplace where everyone is basically avoiding her and looking down at her and stuff like that. So
not this weekend because we're at Glastonbury.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Well, let her leave on her own terms, and she can get something better.
Glastonbury was one of the greatest festivals.
It was.
And it's just become a hellhole.
It has. Well, once they start corporizing it, then
once London it's just London's day out, weekend away, isn't it?
Yeah. Because I remember when I went, I used to climb over the fence to go.
Glastonbury is the most secure place in Britain.
Now it is. Yeah, now it is.
Yeah, I don't even think they had the ropes up when I was there. It was like early 80s. There wasn't even a fence.
I climbed over the fence. When I was there was a fence. I climbed over the fence, was there for the whole concert all day, and everybody was like, had tents. I was like, fuck that. I'm going to a hotel. I went to a hotel. Slept in a hotel. I'm not going to sleep in mud. Fuck off.
Okay.
But yeah.
Let's move on then. Get in the bin. So
is it Shooty?
Is it Mom Donnie? Sorry, that's a US thing. You probably
not this week. Cynic, any ideas?
I am clueless, but I am riveted right now.
Anybody guess? It's usually the same people every week.
Yeah.
Is
Greta's been unusually quiet, so
I saw some
Pedro
stuff from Greta. I don't know.
Pedro.
Pedro could have been in. Yeah, look, it could have been Glastonbury. Yeah, could have been the BBC. Yeah,
Is it Vinny?
yeah, that guy from Glass. I was. It could have been, but I wasn't going to touch that one. Police investigation going on. Dr. Watts. Oh God, we could just do a show of In the Bin, literally.
is it Blade Runner 2099 starring Hunter Schafer?
Don't know yet. I'll tell you when we watch it. Okay, who saw this? You can't. The moral of the story is you cannot keep a good they them down. Who saw this? After a failed mission in certain place in the Middle East, a young angry person now shows up in Budapest, rainbow flag flying, ready to offer unsolicited advice on how Hungarians, which I think I'd want to live in Hungary, should run their own country. Live
does she-
from.
But what about the climate?
Why does she look like her head's bigger than the rest of her body here? Or is that just a photograph?
You got a little bitch. tits.
Autism.
Listen, I heard the best nickname for her ever. Somebody called her the Misery Goblin.
She looks like a little puppet.
She looks like a misery
It's
goblin.
a puppet.
Yeah, she most certainly is a puppet.
Although
yeah.
Gavin fancies a bit of that.
I wouldn't want to stick my hand up there, though.
Gavin would.
I have a different question that nobody is asking. She's wearing, as far as I can tell, a keffiyeh
Yep.
to support
yes.
pride in Budapest. If she had any brains, they say that she's autistic and brilliant. If she had any brains in her head, she'd know that these two things completely contradict each other. The people that she loves with the keffiyehs, if they saw people celebrating pride, that would be a real issue for the people with
Yes.
the keffiyehs. So this just shows, and I don't want to use a really bad word, but I think that she's a fucking idiot. I've always thought that she was. Her parents turned her into some stupid grift that they make money from. And even this idea that, well, she's autistic but brilliant. No, she could be autistic, maybe yes, maybe no. I don't even know if she is. I just think that she's a fucking idiot.
A
Well,
rich fucking idiot.
That's why I was hoping they actually let her get into Gaza. I would have loved to see what had happened after that.
That's really funny, isn't it? That
she
country
literally-
would not accept the LGB.
Yeah,
thing.
she could lecture a bunch of Hamas on the virtues of
Right.
the
She
LGBT.
should go from here with this keffiyeh and the pride flag, go to the Hamas in Gaza and talk to them about pride, doing pride festivals in Gaza.
And
They would shoot her.
do us all a favour on that
That's
bombshell. Let's move on.
Why do you think we keep wanting her to go?
She'd get a rooftop tour.
Yeah.
And finally, who saw this?
Oh,
Blade Runner and The Thing were both released 43 years ago today.
And they were both flops when they were released. Both of them. The Thing was a flop because of ET. Blade Runner was a flop because no one thought. Everybody thought it was going to be Star Wars.
Yeah, it was
Harrison
ahead of
Ford.
its time.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why they both flopped.
Yeah, but on the bright side, they hit the dollar theater really quickly, and you could go see them
Mm-hmm.
over and over.
Yeah. I remember when I went to see The Thing in the cinema, I loved it when I came out, and it was only me, a couple of people at the back, and two people at the front in
Who
the
came
cinema.
out?
It was a big cinema. So, yeah, hardly anybody went to see The Thing. I thought it was great when I came out of the cinema. I thought it was
Cynic,
terrific.
have you seen The Thing?
I have seen neither of these movies.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
very disappointing.
I know.
What?
I recommend The Thing if because you're into horror, right?
Yeah.
Cynic. So
The Thing's
The Thing is a
amazing.
great,
Oh, yeah.
great horror film.
Classic, yeah.
Fucking
It is.
amazing.
It's like
You-
you have to see it. You have to see
You
it.
would really enjoy it, mate. You really would. If I
Yeah,
was
I'll-
you, I'd watch
I
it.
know
don't-
these are on my to-do list for sure.
I-
Both of them are.
Don't own many DVDs at all, but I do own The Thing. And I'm not into horror movies, but The Thing
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Yes.
It is fantastic. It's a masterpiece.
Oh yeah, great, well done thriller.
One
Incredibly
of the
well done.
best practical effects ever
Indeed,
to grace a movie ever. Even the practical effects are even better than the practical effects in The Exorcist. It really is.
It still
truly
holds
amazing.
up very, very well. Because I
Yeah,
went to
it
see it when it
does.
was reissued
Yeah,
at the cinema. It looked great on the digital, on the modern screens. So
Yeah.
good. I can't believe you've not watched it. That is a shocker.
I know we all have our faults.
That is a shocker.
Well, what's interesting about the thing is that when people watch it, they don't really get it. Because I remember the critics were saying, "Oh, these characters they've got no characters; they're just flat." But when you watch it, you realize that they do, right? And the ending, the critics never understood the ending either, right? But when you watch it, if you've got a brain in your head, you'll understand the ending totally. So those are the things that they didn't get when it was first released. Blade Runner's a different story, though.
I think that both movies were sort of ahead of their time, but Blade Runner, for me, I think that there's people that like that movie more than I do. I like it and I respect it, but I think that for me personally, I like The Thing better.
Yeah, same here.
I agree with that.
Same here.
I just don't understand why they're celebrating Blade Runner and The Thing, but they're not celebrating Megaforce with Barry Bostwick, which came out the same weekend. I don't understand.
Fantastic, Megaforce. That what is that? That truck or van or wherever
Yeah.
it was. Brilliant,
Barry Bostwick as the lead.
excellent,
Just, oh.
excellent. Yeah.
1982 was an amazing year for me.
Oh yeah,
but-
man, so many.
people-
I mean, just the month of June alone, you had
Was it Doom?
you had Poltergeist, you had Wrath of Khan, you had you had these Blade Runner, The Thing. Yeah, I mean, jeez, yeah.
And everybody hates me for this, but I like the first version of Blade Runner, even with that awful VO. I really liked. I liked that version.
Hey, you know what? There's 7 different versions. As long as there's one of them that you enjoy.
Okay. I think that's it then, folks. Brad. Episode 288, Musings Today's Date. That is it, folks. Slow start this evening. Brown was melting. It's cooled down a little bit now. So, chat, you are wonderful. All the new faces, courtesy of the new thing that YouTube have done. I don't know who any of you are. Well, some of you, but fucking unbelievable. Chat, you are wonderful. Thank you for the interaction, the super chats, and tuning up, listening to this shite. So, chat, you are the best. We will see you next time. I'll just say, Wayfarer's got his gig straight afterwards. It's going to auto-direct everybody, so I'll thank the guests. Bear with me. Professor R2, cheers, Prof.
Cheers. Happy to be here.
Mega Geek, cheers, Ian.
No worries.
It's the full boss. Cheers, Paul.
Cheers, man. Sorry about the slow start. Now I'm going to go have to build a new computer.
Sounds bad. Price of Reason, cheers, Price.
Cheers. Before I go, I'm going to share the link to my review for Ironheart in case people missed it.
Oh, here we go.
I did it.
You go on then. Are you plugging anything?
I just plugged it.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Look. Review. Check it out. Check it out afterwards. And last, but by no means least, it's been a while. It's great to have him back. The Movie Cynic. Cheers, movie.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
I think that's it. I'm melting still, but it's roasting in the UK at the moment. That is it, folks. Is Beast up on tomorrow, Cynic?
I'm not sure because I don't think anyone's on the panel has watched any of the movies to be discussed, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna ask Platoon here in a minute. See if he
Why
wants
don't
to
you
do
just do a turn up and do
a
talk
chat.
shit for a bit? Yeah, just talk
Yeah,
shit.
it might.
Okay. Price. Plugging.
Yes.
Plugging.
Oh,
channel.
yeah. I did the link and subscribe to my channel.
Okay.
Price of Reason on YouTube.
Anybody else? I think that was genuinely it. So let's go, folks. We're out of here. Take care, everybody. if we don't see you tomorrow, Wednesday, we're back doing Jaws on Wednesday. Have a great week, everybody. Take care, everybody. Look
Bye.
after yourselves.